be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning, 5 minutes past 6 o'clock. Good morning. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Rewards event. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Delighted to say Ali's with me in the studio. Ali, morning.
A very good morning to you, my pal. How are you?
I'm so. I'm all right.
Good.
Had a few funny days, a few checks and all that, but yeah. Good. Getting there on the mend.
Oh, you look well. I've got to say to you.
Yeah.
I got a lovely
better than what it was last week.
Pleasant wee surprise when I walked through that door this morning. Sitting there.
No one told you, no?
No. Nobody told me.
Yeah, it's great how the chain works, isn't
the
it?
information wasn't passed down the line to me.
Honestly.
No surprise there, mate.
I'm not going to go into it, but the country's just broke, isn't it? It's just broke.
Oh, the country is broke. And I'm actually glad you're in. I was in Glasgow the other day and I thought, I'm not going to have a moan to him, but I need to tell him. City Centre. It's just...
Oh, it's dreadful, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness. What's happened? It's just It's a shambles. Do you know the police have got rights now to move people on that are standing in couples and twos and things like that?
No.
Down a certain area, down in Argyll Street. Honestly.
Is that right?
I'm telling you. It's just unbelievable. And then that fire, you see the fire? Fire was terrible.
Oh, Queen Street.
Oh, no, it was Central, mate.
Oh, Central,
It was
the
a
Central station?
right in the corner of Central. Oh, it was terrible fire, terrible fire. So how you been? You watch any football last night? You watch it, no?
No, I didn't.
I was at Arsenal, by the way. Comfy.
Well,
Impressive. Actually, Comfy's underestimating.
well, it's interesting because I remember a few weeks ago saying, look, when we were talking about an English team will definitely win the Champions League, I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Now you get to the knockouts, the nitty-gritty, things change. It's not all about the group stages. It changes. Look at Paris.
Do you know what I mean? How many times have we seen, and Real Madrid, how many times have we seen Real Madrid in particular just kind of peak
Yeah.
at the right time? I thought Paris did it last year. Their turnaround, I remember it. They were 2-0 down against City. I was at the game. And then bang, just turned a switch. And they look as though they turned the same switch because they look, some of their finishing last night. Barcola, brilliant. Kvaratskhelia again.
He's a top player.
He's a top player. Top player.
Bayern tonight.
Oh, they could play their under 18s, I think, couldn't they? Was it 6?
They're definitely a threat, aren't they, to Arsenal?
Oh, aye, definitely. It's amazing looking at it, but because see before the you're right. Before the ties, I'm thinking 4 go through. Maybe even 5. And now I think you're looking at 2 if you're lucky. Well, you got 1 through last night, right? 2 out, which was no surprise. Tottenham looked right up against it. Newcastle, incredibly tough task, not without a chance. And Liverpool, slightly more difficult task, I think, than a lot of people think.
What about Van de Ven, what he's come out with today? And I like him a lot as a player. I really do. But he's saying, get off our back. You're mad. You're off your head if you think we don't care, the players. Well, all right, they had a spirited fight back at Anfield. Before that,
yeah.
Garbage.
Correct.
So don't give me all that.
No,
I've stood up for him because I think he is a top player.
So do I.
But you can't come out. I know he's trying to get the fans behind him, but you can't do it that way.
No,
not me.
Do you know what I think? I'll see looking at it, and I said, having watched a lot of the football, the one thing Tottenham didn't have that Leeds, Forest, and teams like that, West Ham in particular, they had a bit of dig,
Spirit,
they had a bit of spirit, they had a bit of fight. Yes, 100% they showed it at Liverpool. And you hope for their point of view that's the corner turned in terms of that level of commitment. But by the way, I'm right in saying I think it's Forest at the weekend.
Yes,
what a game that is Sunday. Well, I mean, that's an unbelievable game, that.
You take away the game at Anfield, Spurs, you'd fancy Forest all day long.
Oh, if you hadn't seen you saw.
I'm worried about tonight. If Tottenham give us a wishy-washy performance again.
I wonder what he does tonight, in terms of his team. Because clearly, I think the most important game will be Sundays. Because they need a miracle to come back from.
Without a doubt.
So I think he might make some changes,
What about, tell me about City as well.
Oh, I don't know. It's just all's not well there.
I know.
Tell you, I watched obviously I was in Madrid, and I thought it started all right in Madrid. They had a reasonable first 10-15 minutes. It started okay, and then Real Madrid were just they toyed them at times. Real Madrid were brilliant. Obviously Valverde's hat trick, but they just totally dominated. Missed the penalty, could have been 4. And then last night, I know Bernardo Silva gets sent off, but I mean, what we're looking at, 5-1 in aggregate, right? 5-1 in aggregate. Chelsea have been done, 8 in aggregate? Dear me. It's not a great look, is it, really, for the league?
No, it's not. And everyone was talking about the Premier League.
Yeah.
The winner will come from there. The Premier League, Premier's the best in the world. Well, is it now?
I know.
You
would question
it now.
The one thing I would say, Arsenal, brilliant. I mean, I was looking and watched them closely again last night against a good Leverkusen team, but Leverkusen never threatened them. I think David Ray had one good save, very good save. Apart from that, they totally dominated.
Well, the difference with Arsenal, Ali, defensively, they're so strong.
Solid, mate.
All right, set pieces as well, yeah. That's a big part of the game now. But defensively,
Aggressive.
them two are brilliant.
Absolutely.
But City, you're thinking they're always going to concede.
You'll get something.
Don't you? And Liverpool as well, you're thinking, that's what Arsenal have won it at the back, me.
I don't disagree, mate. You look at Arsenal and you look at the centre backs in particular. I think Apier and Calafiore and Timber and White and whoever's been playing the right back or left back position, they look, you know what they look like to me, Al? They look like, yes, they got for the set plays and they're a threat, but they look as though they hate losing goals.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas I don't think the other teams have that.
Well, let me take Chelsea, for example, your team, right? You like Chelsea.
Yep.
For me, at the back, there's every chance they're going to give you.
Correct. You get a chance, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Whether it's Fofana or somebody, you feel good. Yeah, good players. Same as City and same as Liverpool. Excellent players. But if you're a centre forward playing against you think you get a chance somewhere along the line in the 90 minutes.
Without a doubt.
Definitely, mate. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I just think that's where I think you've got a valid point. That's where I think Arsenal are different. I think it means more to them. It looks as though it means more to them keeping a clean sheet.
Championship, interesting. Big game of the weekend. Ipswich Millwall.
Wow.
Big game.
By the way, how well have Millwall done?
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
I mean, that is amazing.
Billy the Cab was whinging about the ref at the weekend, so I didn't see it. He said the ref was a disgrace. But, Ipswich, it's a big game. They've got themselves back in it, Ipswich.
It's a massive game.
Home at Portman Road.
Coventry look as though they're away, yeah?
I think so. You've got Borough, you've got...
Borough with a wee slip. There's a couple of draws.
Well, they're only 2 ahead of Ipswich now, and Ipswich...
Get a game in hand.
Yeah. And then
So Ipswich are going to join...
Wrexham still up there. Southampton, there's the dark horses.
Yeah, I know.
They're coming.
Well, they've got that game in hand, actually.
And Derby are still there, so...
But Derby are a good... They won
fascinating.
I think Derby won in... Was it Monday night at Steve was Portsmouth? They won one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great league, that, isn't it? But I must admit, with we Jodie on yesterday, Jodie Morris, and we're talking about the job that Frank's doing at Coventry, brilliant. Because they had a wee wobble, didn't they, about 4 or 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Started really well, and then everybody's going, here we go, what's happening here? But then they've turned that corner, and they've kicked on, mate. So
just give me a little bit about Scotland now.
Hey.
It's wide open, isn't it?
Mate.
It really is wide open now.
Obviously. The result of the weekend.
Kilmarnock winning 1-0. I thought a draw maybe would give Celtic Rangers a chance.
Yeah.
But a defeat, oh dear.
Brilliant result. And Celtic had a good result as well, beating Motherwell. I know Motherwell went down to 10 men. Still a good 3-1. Watched the Rangers game. 1-0 up. Should have been 2 or 3. And then you know, it looks like nerves kick in a little
Do you
bit.
think it's going to come down to Old Firm games again?
Oh, do you know something? I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, no.
When did they do the draw? When's the fixtures come out?
I don't know. I think you'll get your usual at the break. You'll get your usual 5 home games, right? You'll get your 5 at home. We'll get 1 at home and 4 away. Something like that will happen, right? You know that's going to happen. But in answer to the question, I think obviously the Celtic Rangers game.
You do talk a load of hit or miss, don't you? At times. He does.
I think the Rangers Celtic game will be big. But Rangers are going to go to Tynecastle. And then I think Celtic play Hearts out, obviously.
At Parkhead.
Aye. Motherwell again. And by the way, you forget, Falkirk are a good team, right? They are. What a job. I keep going on about it, but what a job he's done, John McGinn, right? McGinn, he's fantastic. And then, I had a great day, man, at the rugby. And the Hibs boys were there.
By the way, that tournament is the best I've seen.
Best you've seen. By a mile. And what a day me and Ian had at Murrayfield. And the Hibs boys were there. And they were brilliant. Oh, wee Boyley, Big Grant Hanley, Cadden boys, there was maybe about half a dozen, 7 or 8 of them. Great lads. I had the crack with them after the game, you know what I mean?
What about France, England as well, Paris?
Some finish. Well, you think about it. The tournament started on a Friday night, right? Whatever it was, 4 or 5 weeks ago. France they absolutely dismantled Ireland, particularly in the first half.
Yeah.
Absolutely immense they were. And then it finished off with the last kick of the ball in Paris. It was. You're right. It was just a brilliant tournament.
The best kicker in the world, and I'm like, don't keep saying that. He's going to miss it.
Oh no, some pressure on him.
Aye.
When you think about it.
Brilliant.
I don't think there's any doubt. It'll be interesting. But 1 or 2 of the guys might argue with me. I think the best team won it. definitely the best team won it for me, France.
Yeah.
Ireland were good, you know, but I just think, look, overall, great tournament.
The Italians have picked up, haven't
Oh,
they?
you better believe they have. Beat us in the opening game. And by the way, I thought they were very unlucky in Ireland. They had a kind of forward pass try kind of thing going against them, but I think the Italians played really. They had a great tournament. England, poor tournament, but saved their best performance for last, I think.
And we get the Masters coming up soon as well. So it's going to be great. Right, coming up, there's awarding Morocco. If you've not heard this, Morocco, a retrospective AFCON win. Does that make a mockery of this tournament?
I mean, many notes of caution coming in at this stage. Sam, Thierry Henry, he was saying, I was there when Rooney did it, and when someone told me he was going to have the career that he had, I would have said, well, maybe. He says, it's a challenge not just for Arsenal, but for English football. Let's not get overexcited. I mean, there's an element of, hang on, let's just be careful with this boy.
Yeah, I mean, you should be careful with all young players. I mean, ironically, they've got another kid coming through in the under-13s called Luis Moniz, who's potentially even better than Max Dellman. They've got a conveyor belt of these kids coming out of Arsenal for some reason or another. But insofar as he is concerned, listen, he is. If they can shut out the background noise, I mean, I saw his father having a go at a coach, and it seems to me that there's a very strong family unit, as there was a strong family unit around Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
So if you can get the right people around you, the biggest challenge for this kid is that he is not distracted from his football and does not have the wrong voices around him that are creating chaos between him and the club, him and opportunities commercially and all that sort of stuff. Get him wrapped around the right sort of people. He's in a big club. One of the best things of being a good player in a big club is that big clubs don't... If you're a young player, it's a superstar in a smaller club. I had it with Victor Moses. I had it with other players that were really significant players. And there's always the bigger clubs are circling around. There ain't many bigger clubs than Arsenal. So with due respect, they've got him in the right space because they're a big football club. So there's no necessity for him to leave that football club. I know we've seen Cole Palmer leave at early stage in his development to go to Chelsea because he couldn't get the opportunities.
Yeah.
Downman's already in the...
6:21 talkSPORT breakfast. Ali's alongside me. Yes, a bit of Maroon 5. Remember the old macaroon bars? Macaroon bars. Remember that?
But what else did they sell?
Spearmint tune.
Spearmint.
Remember that?
The spearmint and the macaroon. Remember it? What was that all about?
I know.
Who decided to sell spearmint chewing gum and macaroon at the football?
No idea.
But I remember you sitting there with your dad, and the boy was, all you'd hear was shout, the spearmint and the macaroon.
Maroon 5 there to get this Wednesday morning going, but why are we playing it? Well, it's a happy 47th birthday to frontman Adam Levine. Are you still moving like Jagger, Ali, or are those days gone?
No, still got a bit of movement in me.
Have you?
Aye.
Were you too young for Joanna's in Glasgow?
Aye.
My brother used to go there.
Was that Sucky Hill Street?
I think so.
Yeah, I can remember. I'm never there, just slightly before my time.
Glasgow's great.
Remember
I take it's not the same.
Panama Jacks down in Manhattan. Brilliant.
Clouds.
Aye. Then with
Terminal 1 club, that's when you couldn't get in anywhere else.
the old sub club.
Oh.
Aye. That's the boys and the Rangers drink that. I used to go there all the time because it was named after me.
Right, let's have a wee look at the back pages. Here we go.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
And it's a very good morning. Katie, how are we?
Katie, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'd love to go for a night out in Glasgow. You know?
I used to be.
You'd
good.
love it, man.
Would I love it? Where would I need to go then? Because we were going to go to that.
You need to go with Big Alan, that's what we'll look
I would
after you.
actually love that. We'd have a great
I
time.
know, in Glasgow now is the bingo. It's murder now.
It used to be brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, well, we were meant to go to that Indian that you said.
I know.
Yeah, we need to go.
Remember getting the last bus home, George Square?
Aye.
Or Senior Square for me.
I was George Square. At the Cathedral Street. You know Cathedral Street, just at Queen Street?
Yeah.
I've got the 77 and the 79 up at Calderwood Square, up by Cathkin.
That's a fair old hike.
Oh, that's a good old hike. Oh, further to go than you.
I know. Crawfoot, Kings Park.
Aye. Well,
Anyway, what you got for us, Katie?
Okay, so back pages is filled with Arsenal and pictures of Eze after his wonderful goal last night. Also pictures of Bernardo Silva after his red card for Man City and Chelsea, both out of the Champions League. But let's start with this story in the Times, because the Times, one of their stories on the back pages is AFCON title is now Morocco's. It's because it's been confirmed that Morocco have been named as the Africa Cup of Nations winners. This is after Senegal's victory in the final, which was
What
reversed.
do you have a bet? Because I was going to back Morocco. What were the people who did back Morocco?
Yeah.
paid out. You've got it.
Yeah, because
People did back them.
Aye.
yeah,
That's a great question.
that's a great question, actually. Yeah, what happens with those?
Boys?
Oh, they're not paying it. Steve was not getting yet.
Well, that's the thing. The game's now been recorded as a 3-0 win for Morocco. This is after the Confederation of African Football Appeal Board ruled that Senegal should be stripped of their title for walking off the pitch in protest at their opponents after being awarded a penalty. So, yeah, Morocco are now the title winners.
I take it Senegal will appeal.
Well, that's the thing. It'll be appeal. But by the letter of the law, Article 82 states, here we go.
You've done
This
your
is
homework,
just what you
Katie.
want for 6:23 in the morning, is that if a team refuses to play or leaves the ground before the end of regulation time without the referee's authorisation, it will be considered the loser and eliminated from the competition. And then they go on to...
Considered, though.
And the thing is that it wasn't the whole team that left the pitch, because Mane was still on the pitch.
He was actually very good, if I recall.
Yeah, so they are saying that the Article 84 complements this provision, stating that any team that violates Article 82 will be permanently eliminated and will lose the match 3-0, which is how they've got the 3-0 scoreline. Are you still with me?
I've got it totally.
Okay, well, let's hear more from talkSPORT reporter Ben Jacobs, who just says this isn't a good look for AFCON.
Morocco are not celebrating. The players have not made any statements. It's one thing legally winning AFCON, but they know they lost the game 1-0. And you could certainly make an argument if Brahim Diaz had scored the penalty when play resumed, then Morocco would have had no problem with the walk-off. So there's an element of having their cake and eating it, because Morocco didn't point to the walk-off and say this final should be called off. They waited, they resumed play, they took their penalty, they missed it, Then they lost the game in extra time. And now it's a case of trying to win back a title that they lost on the field via their lawyers. And that's a bad look, you could argue, for both Morocco and CAF.
Should it have been decided on the night?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's taken months to get to this decision.
Do you know something? I've nearly forgotten the game. That's how far ahead we've gone. No, that's a shocking look, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
If you're going to do so, you have to do it immediately. I mean, I thought at the time, Kate, I thought they were out of order, walking off, right, a walking decision. I know they might have had some justification with some of the referees' decisions. I take that on board. And they did have, because some of the refereeing decisions rather were poor. But once you walk off, and that's a letter of law, I think you're in trouble. Although they come back on, it's sad. It's a shambles.
Yeah. We've got this other story on the back page of the Daily Mail saying top flight rivals are furious at Chelsea's fine. So a number of executives from Premier League clubs have demanded an explanation. This is after Chelsea escaped a points deduction despite admitting to making 47 million.
So who's got the biggest hump? Everton?
Everton, yeah, it's understood that fans...
Man City, what are they going to do?
Well, you've got to think Nottingham Forest and Leicester City.
Yeah.
You know, you've got here... it's understood that fans of Everton who had docked 10 points, which was reduced to 6, and then plunged into relegation trouble, they are now planning a major protest at Saturday's match, which just happens to be against Chelsea. Then you've got the sanction against Chelsea has triggered furious responses from fans at rivals, not only Everton, but also Nottingham Forest and Leicester City. And you kind of can understand why, Alan.
I think they've got a point. I mean, you have to look at the evidence and the kind of crimes that have been committed and the laws that have been broken, and say, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And it looks.
Problem is, Alan, when you take on someone like Chelsea with the owners, or Man City,
absolutely,
or even Newcastle. The money behind them, they'll just tie you up. Another lawyer.
The whole City thing's it's appalling, really, how it's kept going on and on and on and on. We're talking about AFCON waiting to make decisions on that final, and the City thing's it seems like light years ago.
What was the latest on just very briefly, just EBTs with Rangers? Did Rangers eventually get sorry, we were wrong, you were right?
I can't remember now.
I've got a feeling that
a period of my life I've completely obliterated out my head, to be quite frank. But thanks for bringing it up again.
But you did get a taste for both smokies and stuff like that, didn't you, in those days?
Oh, yes. Oh, aye. Down in Berwick and things like that. Up in Elgin.
I'm sure in the end, I know Rangers got done and Arsenal were involved as well. They had to pay money. But I've got a feeling there was a bit of an
I think you're right. Do you know something? I'll find out. I'll send a couple of messages.
Oh, no, it's not a problem for me. I don't,
No, you see me over it kind of quickly.
Me.
You seen it taking the pin out the hanger and just thrown
it
over my general direction and let me explode. That's a good thing.
For me, it wasn't enough. 6:28.
Ruben Amorim was a winning manager, but clearly not the right fit for Man United, irrespective of the fact he was a European winning manager because he won the Portuguese league.
Right.
So I'm kind of with Roy, but
you're with Roy in a certain way. I mean, he's not doing anything to rule himself out of contention.
No, I know, but also what Roy's picture is trying to extrapolate it. And I know there's a lot of cash here around Steve Holland and so on and so forth, but he was part of the England set up that flattered to deceive, that didn't win anything when they could have done. So whilst he might be an excellent coach, we're still looking at a bunch of people, with respect to being Michael Carrick being an elite footballer, that, as from a management point of view, have got what on their resume? So it's part of the conversation, not the only part of it. But if Carrick goes to the end of the season and United finish third, or even, dare I say it, catch City and finish second, then there's going to be a clamour of people suggesting that he's proven himself, that he's had 18, 19 games now, that 18, 19 games, or however many he's done X, Y, Z. I mean, they are far better for him being there, but that's because common sense has prevailed. You haven't got a manager that seems to want to riddle himself into cul-de-sacs and play a group of players that can't play the way he wants them to play. You've got a manager that's ultimately under no real pressure, because everyone thinks that United were... The pressure will come now. Now United are third. Now the pressure's now, because everyone's going to expect... United fans are going to go, you better finish inside the top four now, because you're there now.
But yeah, I take on board what Simon's saying, Martin, but if he secures Champions League football for United, what exactly is going to rule him out?
Yeah,
What's going to rule him
I get it.
against him?
I do. Roy's a respected voice, and I do take the point that this group, at pretty well the same group of players, finished quite low down the table.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Degrees, eh?
Up there, change.
Yeah.
Pouring up the road, mate. It's been pouring the rain up the road.
Still.
Aye. Well, the last week or so has been terrible. Honestly, weather's been shocking. Must take a turn. Well, take a turn.
Just briefly, been watching a lot of telly. Gone's pretty good. It's a thriller. Who done it?
Is it?
Good.
Who's in it?
I'm just beginning to. I can't remember his name, but. Do you ever see Cold War? Do you see that?
Aye.
The preacher's wife.
Yeah.
She's one of the main players in it. And is it the Borderline? That's good.
Is it?
About yeah. That's quite a good.
I need to start writing these down, man.
ITVX. The problem is you can't rewind, forward wind unless you pay an extra a fiver. It's just, and while I'm at it, I know we are talkSPORT Radio. And advertising's very big.
You want a fiver?
I'm on my third telly. I keep booting it in. It's the same adverts all the time. It does my head in, honestly.
Hold on a minute. Let's rewind a wee minute.
No, you can't. You got to pay a fiver a month. Right, some news. People will tell you. They'll text and email it. It's an absolute disgrace.
You're giving us Scots a bad name, man.
Why?
Because
it's the principle. It's not the fiver.
Our good friends down south of the border and other parts of the United Kingdom will think we're a miserable lot. I'm not spending any money.
Well, I've just been watching a lot of telly and I'm like, what? Not another advert. Dear, oh dear. Right, Arsenal's hunt for the quadruple kept on rolling last night, breezing through into the Champions the league. Last 8, of course.
Well read by Rice. Rice coming forward. Right-footed effort. Oh, and he's in. And that'll be that. Arsenal are going to be in the Champions League quarter-finals. That is a job really well done. Arsenal beat Leverkusen by 2-0 to book a quarter-final tie with Sporting Lisbon.
The soul of the team, I think, the manner that they go for every ball, the passion that they show in every action is remarkable. And doing it every 3 days at that level is so difficult.
Ali, just on Arsenal, gone on the Premier League.
Yep.
Have they, in your opinion, it's not done yet, but have they deserved it, or have the other teams sort of not gifted it, but
Arsenal
helped them?
Arsenal have 100% deserved it to be where they are at this moment in time. Yes, there's still a little bit of football to play. I think if they win the Cup on Sunday, I know it's a crazy thing to say because it's a different tournament, but I think if they win the Cup on Sunday, that's the league over as well.
Yeah, I think the league's over.
Well, yeah.
I think that 2-2 with Forest.
Yeah.
You know, Pep must have been on that touchline saying, "Do not concede. Do not concede. Let's make them earn this."
Look at City's recent form, Al. Beaten by Real Madrid twice, draws at Forest, draw at West Ham.
Yeah.
You know, it's
not good enough.
It's not title winning. Whereas Arsenal.
So what about Pep's future? I've said before, he looks agitated.
He does, mate.
On the line.
He does not look. I don't know. So, does he look happy where he is? Clearly, he's not going to be happy with his team's performing. I get that. But he just doesn't look the same. He doesn't look the same Pep to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether. I mean, the results will clearly be frustrating him. I get that and understand that. I'm saying Pep doesn't look the same Pep. Man City don't look the same Man City. Never mind Pep looking the same Pep.
And also, on an Arsenal and a positive, they grind results. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. I don't get this. I really don't get it.
No, nothing wrong with it.
Arsenal, up to this point, effectively, have not put a foot wrong this season. Okay, lost a couple of goals, a late goal at Wolves, for example. But in the grand scheme of things, lost a game against Manchester United. That was the last defeat. How many games that was? They lost the game up at Liverpool, Sloboslai's free kick, which was genius. Won every league game in their European Champions League campaign. Excuse me, guys. They've only had one draw, and that was in Leverkusen. Then they won again.
Yeah.
They're in the final of the League Cup. They've got a draw. Where are they at the FA Cup? I think they're at Southampton.
Yeah.
Alan, whether people like it or not, they have not put a foot wrong.
And to be fair, Eze, whether you say, oh, no, he's now come of age, he's still scored some very important goals when he has played.
100%.
Great. I've said before, he's elegant with an unbelievable strike on him.
Alan, I mentioned it in the comms last night. He had a strike of the ball before the goal that was brilliant. He got blocked. It's one of these ones, mate. You know what it's like. The ball gets headed out for the corner and it comes up at an awkward height. You know that way he's got to kind of shape his body to smash it and keep it down. What a hit it is. And power. And it gets blocked. But it's one of them, you look at it and go, what a technique. I just think he's a wonderful striker of the ball.
You made a good point as well. Declan's ball, his goal.
Oh, mate.
That was outside the post and curled in.
If Eze done scoring that goal last night, we're talking about Rice all day, about his performance and his goal. I mean, his goal was a different level. See when you see it, we saw it from behind that goal, and it starts outside the post, and it just curls in at the last minute. Goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance. That aside, Declan Rice's overall play was terrific.
So we're speaking about Pep. What about Liverpool? What is going on there?
I know, mate. I know. A lot of the fans are kind of, if not turning, they're saying, wait a minute, what is going on up there? I think,
can't work it out.
Do you know something? I think they'll be all right tonight, right? But it's a massive game, mate. I'm telling you right now, it's a massive, massive game. I think they will have enough. I mean, I hope they've got enough, and I think they will have enough.
We need them through, don't we?
Of course we do. 100% we do. But they've they've had key players out, and probably just important, if not more importantly, key players not playing well at all.
Okay, back to Arsenal. The Gunners, of course, take on City Sunday. Carabao Cup final. Are you doing that, Ali?
No, I'm not, mate.
Oh, you're not, right?
No.
God, what's up? One of the competitions you don't work. Live on talkSPORT, though, as they look to bag the first trophy of the season. So let's get some more on Arsenal's quadruple bid. Let's say a very good morning to co-host of the Arsenal Opinion podcast, Johnny Cochran. Johnny, very good morning.
Johnny, good morning, mate.
Hello there, gents. How you doing?
All good, Johnny. Johnny's all going swell at the moment. And this is another big game. And it's a game that, crikey, Pep looking for a bit of revenge. Whereas, Arsenal, the way things are going, Mikel will be delighted.
Yeah, I mean, obviously all eyes on the Carabao Cup final now. But, you set it up perfectly there, gents. We're going for 4 competitions right now. And I don't think it's too rude to be suggesting that we're in with a credible chance of all of them. Pep Guardiola is in a situation where I think he's coming to the end of his cycle at Man City now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there next year. And what I actually think is quite interesting is how it constantly links back to the fact that there's this whole idea of the master and the apprentice, channel your Star Wars lore here, where Arteta has come through. And I think the only thing that keeps Pep interested these days is having a worthy adversary to go against. Klopp obviously no longer in the league. And I think that Pep has realised that the apprentice has overtaken the master at this stage. I think Arteta is operating at a different level. We respect the legacy that Pep's created. And I think this is the first time where you'd look at it and say, we head into a cup final against City where we're the outright better team. We've got better players all over the pitch. Granted, they have a few injury issues, and I don't fear them, not in the slightest. I think we can get the job done. And as Ali suggested, this might be a little bit of a weather vane for how our quadruple push goes. Because if we do take them down, I think that you might find that City's, they start to crumble. Obviously, going out of competitions in the space of a week can do that to a team, and I think the league will follow in due course. So, really exciting time for the Arsenal.
I know we're going to talk about Arsenal, but Ali, you feel that there's a chance when we're talking about Liverpool, and Man City, Manchester United, if they keep this run going.
I don't think it's without the realms of possibility that if, Johnny, like I think will happen, I think if Arsenal win the Cup, I think it might have the same way, the exact same way when that ball hit the back of the net on Saturday, run about 7 o'clock, right, Gyökeres in the 93rd minute. The effect that has in the Manchester City dressing room, never underestimate that, because they're going out to play West Ham. By the same token, I think if Arsenal win on Sunday, I think again it could have an effect on the Manchester City dressing room. And I think Manchester United, the massive thing it is, and it is a massive thing, 1 game a week, not in any of the cups, I think they'll continue their form, and I think they'll come up the league. But getting back to you, Johnny, I think people are scared to talk about quadruples. We generally speaking don't do it, but
you just need a bit of bad luck later stages.
Yeah, but the Champions League's on at the moment, because effectively there's only one team capable of beating you in the league, and it doesn't look as though that will happen. Sunday's clearly massive. You've got the FA Cup down at Southampton. You look at it logically and say, the Champions League is the big one. But again, Johnny, and the question I've got written down for you, have you ever seen a stronger squad, never mind at Arsenal, anywhere in the country?
Well, I think there's a couple of points here. Number one, I think we're in a situation where I don't think it's hyperbole to be talking about us as having 3, 4, maybe 5 of the best players in the world in their position. We've got Phil and Grant, as I call them, at the back, Big Gabby and Big Bill Saliba, the best in the business. There really is no sane argument against that these days. A centre-half pairing that are just absolutely superb. Declan Rice, you mentioned it in comms, Ali, yesterday. Obviously, you have to be a little bit more restrained in legacy media. I don't in the podcast world. He's the best midfielder in the world. And we're seeing a guy now who is doing the kind of stuff that we saw Rodri doing a few years ago, and that guy scooped up the Ballon d'Or. He's taking over games in big moments. If you need goals, he's got it. His distribution is elite. His, delivery is sensational. And David Raya, there is not a better goalkeeper in the world. There's no question about that. Urian Timber's the best right back in the world. So when you start fleshing out those, that's a kind of critical mass. If people want to know why are Arsenal so great, it's because they've got a core of the world-leading players in their position, and then you don't necessarily need the best players in the world around them. You just need very good players, which we have as well. So we've got next man up at the moment, just a team full of T2 Terminators. Everyone who's coming in is a unit and not scared about, physicality. We can't be bullied like we used to be when the likes of Stoke or Burnley would pester us. That can't happen anymore. So I think that Arteta has gone about his task of getting us back to the elite stage, the top tier, and he's built it upon getting physical athletes who are very, very technically proficient and have mentality. And it was always going to be tricky getting over the hurdle, of a big trophy. But once one happens, I think it could cascade and we could start seeing multiple successes in short order.
Well, we'll find out. Johnny, enjoy the weekend.
Thanks for your call, Johnny.
It'll be interesting how City approach it. Arsenal got nothing. No, they're just going to go for it, play the game. City are going to have to improve, aren't they?
Oh, massively.
Pep, he's
massively
got to get into them.
They've got to improve massively, mate. They just look kind of shell shocked at this moment in time, to tell the gospel truth.
Yeah, I agree.
But that is a cup final, mate. So we know.
Right, coming up, 6:47. Cream egg on toast, Ali.
What?
Cream egg on toast.
You're
That's
having
coming
a
next.
laugh.
Is getting it tonight. A shocking week for the Chelsea.
What do you mean?
Pumped. They got slapped by PSG.
What do you mean?
Got slapped by Newcastle. And then got slapped with a transfer ban.
What do you mean?
It's been a slapping week. Slap, 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 slap. Chelsea, slap. Get your calls in, you want to have your say. 03 717 22 33 44.
Do you know what's amazing? Before the game, it wasn't me. We had a meeting with the referee. My assistant goes in. The first thing he talks about is our huddle.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. It's just one straight long pass through the middle. It really is awful defending from Chelsea. And when Murphy lays the ball off, there is Anthony Gordon literally to walk the ball home.
My players made a decision that they wanted to be around the ball, to respect the ball.
What signs have you seen? I've seen signs. What signs? Encouraging signs.
What's happening?
Hello, mate.
How are you?
I'm all right. I've had better weeks.
Yeah? What happened?
Not going to lie.
What happened?
Do you know when you know things are bad? Is where Spurs pick up a point and got beat by 5-2 in the middle.
Don't worry about me, mate.
And you lot have had a better week than Chelsea.
Don't worry about us. What happened at Chelsea,
That's
mate?
when you know things are bad.
What's happened?
So it happens, mate. Bad weeks happen.
No.
That's a bad week.
.53 talkSPORT Breakfast with Super Ali. Right, to come on breakfast. Here we go.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Right, we're going to dive into the AFCON controversy,
We're going to have
with
to.
African football expert Alistair Howarth. Last year's final result, it seems ages ago, doesn't it, has been overturned and given to Morocco. They're the champions now, after Senegal walked off. And after 7:30, European football expert Kevin Hatchard will make the case for Sporting Lisbon causing Arsenal problems in the quarterfinals. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust. London calling, see we ain't got no swing except for the ring of a truncheon thing. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in.
I don't know.
Oh, they were brilliant.
Yeah,
I told you my story about Joe Strummer. Right? Hero. He's one of them, absolute hero. I've only got 2 pictures, right? I don't have any pictures up in the house, Katie, right? But I've got 2, that's contradiction in terms, so I've got 2 up in my wee room where I sit and do the radio occasionally. One of them's with Muhammad Ali, and the other one's with Joe Strummer. I met Joe Strummer at tea in the park back in the day. And I got a picture with Joe Strummer, and I love it, man.
And we're not talking about Queen's Park or Lynn Park, are we?
No, we're talking Tina Park, which at that particular time was at Strathclyde Park.
Oh, was it?
Yes, which you know is up
Well, I had a baby with him in London.
Brilliant.
After a big do. It was one of the Gibb brothers. Big honour to him, and I ended up in the bar. Fantastic, great stories.
Oh, man, how
my watch stop.
Have you never told me this?
Oh, really?
Oh, man, that'd have been brilliant.
Brilliant, it was. It really
He
was.
is, eh? Well, he was, obviously. Tragically passed early, far too.
Yeah, but that was a bit special. Right, where were I've lost it now. I've lost it. Where are we?
I'll tell you right now.
Why are we letting London calling? Because it's the front pages, and there is this story in the front page.
About what?
Hollywood star Morgan Freeman, get this, will urge
Brilliant,
London
he's brilliant.
Underground users to mind the BAP today and
Using his voice.
tomorrow. Yes, so he's going to be on the London Underground. His famous voice will ring out at Baker Street Tube Station as part of this big money ad deal with Warburton's Bread. So the firm is changing Mind the Gap into Mind the Bap. And also they're
Where are
changing...
Warburton's from? Do you know where they're from?
Yorkshire.
Bolton.
Bolton.
All right, Lancashire.
One of Ranny's mates.
I'm unlucky.
Brett Warburton.
Is that his name?
Well, they're also changing the Mind the Gap to Mind the Bat. They're also changing the station signage into giant crumpets. So Baker Street is having a bit of a
crumpet, didn't you?
So it's got us thinking this morning, what would Alan Brazil and Ali McCoist sound like doing the London Underground announcements?
Oh, aye.
Here we go.
Oh, brilliant. I'm
Okay,
having some of
so,
this.
Alan, you're up first.
See, before we start,
okay,
they've spent some money at Warburton's, because I want to say Robert De Niro did it or something.
What do you want me to say? Just mind the gap.
Slice through.
No, Alan will go first and then it's your turn and
Right.
then you have to say one at the end and I'll say who I'm giving the announcements
Okay.
to. Alan, you have to say, mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Okay. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
What was that?
If people at home could see his face, if you're in your car just now driving to work, you should have seen his face there.
Well, let's see your
Right,
face in a
okay.
moment. Ali, you have to say, please stand clear of the doors.
Can I say, would you?
Oh, that puzzles them, man. It's not that hard to say.
Please stand clear of the doors.
What's happening to both of your voices? Okay, Alan, tricky one here.
I was concentrating there like mad.
Alan, here we go. This is a Piccadilly line train to Cockfosters.
This is a Piccadilly train to Cockfosters.
Piccadilly line. But I'll let you
Piccadilly
away.
line, we'll give
I'll
you.
let
We'll
away
have
with
to
it.
deduct you a mark there.
Right, yeah, point off.
Ali, here we go.
Here we go.
There are severe delays on all London Underground lines.
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it, eh?
There are severe delays on all London Underground lines.
You're both changing your voices.
Well, it's got to be loud
What's
and
going to be
clear.
done? Listen, if it's good enough for Morgan Freeman, it's good enough for Big Alan and I think we're doing all right, you.
Well, talking
What
of
do you want me to say?
both-
It's a Piccadilly train, get off at Cockfosters.
Okay, say after me, both of you, at the same time. See it, say it, sorted.
Right, wait.
3,
Say that last
2,
bit. See it.
see it, say it,
Right.
sorted.
There was a count.
Sorted.
Hold on.
Sorted.
No, sort it.
Who's got a sword? It's sorted, isn't it?
Sorted, Ali. SORTED.
I always thought it was SORT, new word IT.
No, see it, you see it, you say it, and then it's sorted.
No, I think you see it, you say it, sort
I
it.
used to like Morgan Freeman.
See it. Right, let's go.
Okay, ready. After me. 3, 2, 1.
See it, say it, sorted.
Alan, what happened?
I was thinking of Morgan Freeman.
Okay, let's go again.
I've got you in that one.
I think I was.
I think I've got you in that
Shawshank
one.
Redemption.
I think I've got you in that
I
one.
haven't.
Right, and one more time together. See
Hold
it,
on. See
say
it,
it,
say it.
sorted.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
See it, say it, sorted.
Wonderful! Very good. I would definitely listen to both of you on
If I was Warburton's, I'd give Morgan a call, say forget it. Alan,
Just
his
quickly, before we go to break.
Stand back from the approaching train.
Talking of cream eggs on toast.
What's that about?
So yeah, this is a story also in one of the front pages. With Easter just weeks away, the chocolate giant Cadbury reckons it is time to crack out the cream eggs on toast. You like a cream egg, don't you?
I do.
Would you have it on toast?
No chance. What I do is bite the top off, get your tongue in, do the business with that yolky
Careful
stuff.
now.
Do the business with the yolky stuff, and then have a wee nibble around the sides and things like that.
Crikey, okay.
You know what, that toast. It's
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Coming up to 7 o'clock.
Chelsea handed a suspended transfer ban and fined £10.75 million after secret payments to players and unlicensed agents helped facilitate transfer deals in the Abramovich era. So many people are suggesting here this morning that Chelsea have, in their own eyes, got off with one. Of course, Stefan is with us, and in his words, Stefan, you have said you feel the punishment handed to Chelsea is extremely lenient. But Simon, can I put this to you? How isolated do you think this was? Illicit payments to players and agents to facilitate transfers. Was this just Chelsea?
I would doubt it. My nose tells me that it's not necessarily an industry standard practice, but notwithstanding that, I still think there's lots of people that operate in certain ways within football that I've seen and been privy to. And my nose tells me that it wouldn't be just isolated to Chelsea. I mean, the reaction to it, if I was in football now and it was my Crystal Palace had been, I remember getting promoted to the Premier League and being summoned to a meeting by Philip French, the head of comms, and Richard Scudamore to advise me how they expected me to behave in the Premier League, which I told them to blow them out their arse. So I would have probably been full of outrage at the same time as a balanced commercial mind, knowing that the big six are in part the value in the Premier League. So the balance between this outrage about their inappropriate behaviour would also be in the commercial reality of the value that they add to the league. So, you know, I'd have a bit of both in my mind. But listen, inherently, the liabilities to operate in a certain way have to be governed and enforced by those that are in positions of influence.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Mind the gap. Stupid, isn't it? Morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Rewards.
When I was out there, she said I won it.
Did she? No, she didn't. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Ali's with me on the way for you this morning. Right. Former Newcastle midfielder John Joe Shelby will look ahead. It's a big, big night, isn't it? Of Champions League football.
Massive.
As Newcastle and Barcelona looking to shock the Spanish giants. Now, though, a damaging night for the English clubs in the Champions League. In particular, Chelsea got battered, didn't they? And Manchester City's Wales were both dumped out.
And Kvaratskhelia scores. That's probably tie over straight away. Squares it in field for Barcola. 2-0. Superb counter-attack from Paris Saint-Germain. Vitinha can't get the strike in, but it's fired in quite beautifully by Seni Mayulu. And Chelsea go out of the Champions League with a whimper. Not a night for Liam Rosenior to want to remember for too long.
We've got another goal. Vinicius Junior is celebrating. The City players are out on the feet. They're finished. They're done. They're absolutely shattered. City have gone out in a whimper in this second half. They really have. They needed to get the job done tonight, but some strange decisions tonight. Real Madrid, who march on, they go through 5-1 in aggregate.
Wow, what a goal! On the turn, whacks it in. Rice coming forward. Right put it effort. Oh, it is in. And that'll be that. Arsenal are going to be in the Champions League quarter-finals.
I didn't see 3-0 at the Bridge. I didn't see that coming.
No, neither did I, actually.
Close game, a win for Paris maybe, but not 3-0.
No, I've got to say, no, I didn't see it myself, and they scored some excellent goals. PSG, mentioned to you last season, they kind of just turned the corner at the right time, and it looked as though they're just beginning to tick again.
So Chelsea thrashed 3-0 the night, but Paris 8-2 on aggregate. Would you believe it?
I mean, that's
City wasn't much better. They were beaten 5-1 by Real Madrid on aggregate. Pep, speaking after the defeat last night, vowed to return stronger next season with City side.
The future will be bright. Next season we'll be back. So next year we'll be champions. We will learn. Many players knew the result in first game, but always sport is challenge, right? Is you against me and you win, congratulate, you lose. So go home. That had to be. And always the feeling that we could not play a proper game here at 11 to see what happened, you know? And the feeling was quite similar, like the 4-3. That should be much more, the 4-0, the 1-1, even last 2 seasons ago. The last season, no, they were better. And today, of course, with 5-1, is congratulate Madrid.
Would it surprise you, Ali, if City were to beat Arsenal in the cup final?
I think that's where we are at this moment in time. Could it happen? Of course it could happen. But I think looking at it right now would be a surprise. Because I'm
not sure. I tell you what, because I hate this talk of quadruple. It's so difficult.
No, you're right. It's unbelievably difficult.
On form, Arsenal beat them, but I just...
Of course, listen, you're talking about a team that's second against a team that's first, so of course it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world, right? But in current form, and having seen City recently, you know, there's nothing that's going to give you fill you full of confidence to say.
I think it'll be tight, don't you?
Oh, you better believe it'll be tight. See, getting back to the quadruple thing, of course it's extremely difficult to do it, Alan. But, and I keep saying it, they're favourites to win every tournament they're in at this moment in time. You've got to remember the FA Cup as well. They go to Southampton and Liverpool play Man City. So one of them's going out. They've got the cup final on Saturday. They look heavy favourites for the league. They're favourites for the Champions League, but I do accept, I think that'll be yeah, I do.
So Pep said next season we will be back after the game. Excuse me. Well, that's not what Ollie Hall has written this morning. This in the Daily Mail this morning. Suddenly it felt as if there could be a great poignancy about this night, as we could be witnessing the end of the part of a great adventure that the best coach in the world has led City through. That's not all in the Sun this morning. Pep's defeat last night has been compared to Fergie's final European defeat as Manchester United manager, also at the hands of Real Madrid. Let's get a wee bit more on this. We talkSPORT's Manchester correspondent, Mickey Gray. Morning, Mickey.
Good morning, Mickey. How are you, pal?
McCoist, how are you doing?
Magic, mate. How are you? How was last night, first of all?
Well, the game was finished as soon as Bernardo Silva got sent off and Vinicius Junior put that ball in the back of the net. I mean, he came out the trap, City, to be fair, and they looked quite bright and they created some chances. But as soon as Real Madrid got that fourth goal, the tie was over. And I think everybody in the stadium knew that, albeit, the fans stuck behind him last night. But it's a bit of a damning night for Pep Guardiola because his Champions League record, lads, is not great. I mean, we touched on this about Sir Alex Ferguson, maybe should have won it more with Manchester United. He only won it twice in the period he was there. But he came to win Champions League games, Pep Guardiola. And last night, I think they were obviously second best. And Real Madrid have certainly got the number at the minute.
How did they win this game at the weekend? How did they beat Arsenal to the cup?
I don't know, Al. I've just heard you two fellas talking there about it. I mean, they keep conceding goals. They're leaking goals. Arsenal look organised. This could be Man City's big chance to win a trophy, and it would be their first one in obviously 2 years. And if Pep Guardiola is actually thinking about leaving it in the summer, I think he'd want to go out on a high, and that would be winning trophies, whether it's the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. Because
do you think he's leaving?
I'm not sure. I think after listening to what he said last night, we'll be stronger next season. It felt like he was going to do another season. I mean, he's built another squad, hasn't he? But I don't know. I'm not too sure now anymore. I think the summer's going to be really important for Pep. Maybe for him to just sit back and have a think of actually whether he wants to keep going with Man City. But they looked tired last night. They looked a little bit jaded, and maybe you could say that about the manager as well.
It's a funny one, Mickey. I mean, one of the boys you just texted in there, Agent 125, Simon for Warrington, he makes a good point. Phil Foden's a complete mystery, this season, Mickey. And also you think they've made two great signings with the centre back and Semenyo, Gay and Semenyo. You think, well, they're going to kick on, but it hasn't really happened. But where are you with the Phil Foden thing, mate?
Yeah, it's a bizarre one, isn't it, Coisty? He's such a talented player, Phil Foden. But for some reason, he started the season very well. He was scoring goals. I think he got 7 in his first 12. But he's petered out. He's out of the squad. He can't get himself into the starting 11. Wasn't even thought about last night. Yes, he was on the bench.
I know.
And even the two signings that you mentioned there, Semenyo and Gay, who I think are good signings. Not in the starting 11. I thought there was a partnership building there with Diaz and Gay. He brings in Kusanov, who played right back in the first game, and then he plays him centre half, maybe for a little bit of pace. I just think they're vulnerable still at the back defensively. I know Rodri's came back into the starting 11. He's only going to get better because of that long injury that he had. But I don't know. I think there's other sides in the Premier League are going to catch them up, and that Premier League's going to be even harder to win next season as well.
Just a quickie, Mickey. Other side of Manchester. Manchester United keep going on this run. Where did they finish?
Well, I think they'd like to finish third, Al. They certainly want to finish in those Champions League positions. I'm not quite sure if they'll pit Man City for second spot in the Premier League, but Michael's turned it around. There's no question of that. They're playing some better football. I think when you go in the stadium now, there's more optimism, and they want a strong finish to the end of the season, and I can't see why he doesn't get the job now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd give him it right away. Mickey, we'll see what the weekend brings. Thank you very much, Mickey.
Good to see you, Mickey. All the best.
Would you give it to Carrick? I would.
100%. But where I disagree with you, I don't think I'd give him it right now.
All right.
I just let him go, and I think things in the garden are rosy at this moment in time. Do you know something? I'm not sure he'd want it right at this moment in time. I think he'd want to just continue what he's doing, prove himself, and then get it at the end of the season, where I think he'll deserve it, because I think they will finish in the Champions League places. I definitely think, and I'm not taking anything away from United, because the turnaround has been fantastic. You know what I think of Cunha and Buemo. Sesko's beginning to score goals. Casemiro's playing again. He looks as though he could go for another year, but I don't think he will. So everything for our first in a long, long time is miles better at Old Trafford. And I think, as I say, I think he will get it, and I think he'll qualify for the Champions League places.
Okay, 7:15.
that Max Dowman is. I see him play. He goes, where was it? Was it Mansfield you played the other day in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
He makes a run, right, from about 15, 20 yards outside their box. All right, he just glides edge of the box like a slalom. Yeah. The kid is a major talent. So is Ethan Wanyeri, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
At that point, he bought Wanyeri on something like 91 minutes at 3-1 up, I think, or 3-0 up.
Yeah.
It was just to give him his debut, nothing else. And that was the point I was making.
John Terry said that he was he hasn't seen a player dribble like that since Lionel Messi.
Well, I would I'd hold back that sort of credit yet. I think, come on, let the boy be the boy. Let the boy just find his way. Totally different build to Messi.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you look at the size of him. He looks like, and he's still growing. He looks like he could be. I don't know how tall he is, but he looks like he's going to be 6 foot plus, just by his build, doesn't he? And Messi was. Yeah, I would resist comparing any young player at his age to anyone at the minute. Just let him be Max Dowman.
Yeah,
he'll be Max Dowman.
Yeah,
he's a major talent. He's a major talent.
Fair play to him. They do produce some.
Yeah, they have.
Talented boys.
And Lewis Skelly coming through. And, I mean, the thing about Lewis Skelly, he might have to leave.
Yeah.
And Capia, if they sign him permanently in Capia, you've got in him, they've got Calafiori. Where's Lewis Skelly going to go? His international career, he could have been.
Okay, 7:20. Ali's with me. Right, Jason Cundy was alongside Andy Goldstein yesterday for Drive. And the boys decided to take a dive into his relationship.
Have you asked her if she feels lucky married to you?
Oh, mate, it's like winning the lottery every morning. Imagine waking up to me every morning.
A tenner, though. I don't know if it would be.
Oh, come on, mate. You know I'm fun.
I know you're fine, of
There's
course.
lots of
But have
fun
you actually asked her if she feels lucky?
I see it in her face every day. I see it in her demeanour. I see it in her body language. I see it in her face. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah,
Okay.
I think she enjoys being the lucky missus.
Do you?
I've never asked her.
No, you should maybe
you
steer
should
clear of that
spin
one.
Spin her a message during the break. And see
Okay,
what she says.
I will send her one. All right. Do you feel lucky being married to?
Do you, punk?
I wonder who brought that up.
I don't know, but it's just nice to see Cundy getting off of Hara's back. Right, he's obviously.
Well, Jamie's getting married, isn't he?
So he is, of course.
Yeah.
So he is, of course. Wish him luck in that.
That means you're not going.
Can he go?
Why?
I'm working. No, I'm actually away. I'm
Are you?
away. Yeah, you going?
I don't know. I can't remember when it is. I'd like to. I'd like to support him. But we'll see.
Wish him all the very best, that's for sure.
Now, big news overnight.
Oh,
Ali.
plenty.
It's
I mean, this is unbelievable.
When we talked to Coral earlier on.
I'm dying to ask Steve what the outcome will be in this. Unprecedented news. A ruling has overturned Senegal's AFCON win a few months ago.
What happens to the bets?
Exactly. What happened to the bets? And I've actually awarded the title to Morocco. Morocco were beaten 1-0, as we know, by Senegal in January in a match littered with controversy and chaos. The Confederation of African Football Appeal Board has ruled that Senegal has been stripped of their title for walking off the pitch in protest at Morocco being awarded a late penalty. The statement released by AFCON reads as follows. And I quote, the Senegal national team is declared to have forfeited the final match of the Africa Cup of Nations, with the result of the match being recorded as 3-0. Now, to tell us a little bit more on what's going on here, let's bring an African football expert, Alistair Howarth. Alistair,
morning.
Very good morning to you. Please tell us what is going on.
It's a lot to get into, and it's a bit confusing, isn't it? So, I'll cast your mind back to that fateful night in January when Senegal won, and the kind of controversy stems from this moment, which you mentioned, when the players walked off for 17 minutes after what they felt there had been some extremely unjust refereeing decisions called by the referee in favor of Morocco. But that kind of sentiment of the Senegalese feeling this injustice goes far beyond that. It went far, before the start of the, not just the final, but the semi-final, the quarterfinal. The Senegalese Federation felt like the players hadn't been treated well by the Moroccan Federation. They had to change hotels. They had to change training facilities. They said they weren't given enough security or tickets by the Moroccan Federation. So there was this sense of real kind of injustice coming into the final. And then the Senegalese players walk off when they were denied a goal, which they felt was a clear goal. And then Morocco were given a penalty in the last minute, which was a controversial penalty. And so now, we've come 2 months later. The CAF disciplinary board initially ruled that Senegal's win was valid. They handed out some fines and suspensions, but they said that the actual win was Senegal's. But the CAF appeals board, which Morocco then went to and contested with, has turned on that and said, actually, because the Senegalese players walked off the pitch, that is in contravention of Article 82 in CAF's rule book. And so they have to forfeit the match. And so Morocco are now the African champions.
Will there be any, I'm assuming, Alistair, there'll be a right of appeal?
Yes. So there isn't a right of appeal with CAF. Now Senegal have to go to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport in Switzerland, which they've already put out a statement saying that they will. They're kind of very strongly wanting to defend this, and you can see that from their former federation president and current CAF executive committee member Augustin Senghor coming out and saying that this is a sham, and that they are the rightful winners. We've seen some of the players posting. Moussa Niakhaté, the former Nottingham Forest centre back, posted on his Instagram saying, "Come and get my medal," with a picture of him and his gold medal. So they will fight for this, absolutely.
Now, what about European clubs then? Is it possible, Alistair, because of this nonsense, that they could say, we're not releasing our players?
I think it's unlikely. I think because FIFA are the ones that ultimately compel European clubs to release their players, and FIFA and CAF are very close. CAF have worked very closely with FIFA, and many people have accused Patrice Motsepe, the president of CAF, of being Gianni Infantino's puppet. So it's unlikely that to happen specifically. But what it does do is it gives a lot more credence to these clubs that want to put pressure on their own players not to go, and it's done a lot of damage, particularly for CAF, because, I mentioned that there was this kind of lack of trust between Senegal and Morocco heading into the final. A lot of that really stems from poor organization from CAF. There was a few smaller controversies in the build up to the final, the late release of referees and who's appointed to certain matches, and the fact that they changed referees after nations had complained about them. And this real strong sense that CAF has lost trust with most of the continent has really grown and grown, and they've lost a lot of credibility. And this has just gone further and further towards that. And so it puts CAF in a very difficult position, and particularly the president, Patrice Motsepe.
Alistair, I've got to ask you as well, while I've got you on, you're talking about one or two incidents in the tournament. The one that, probably the most bizarre one of the lot I can remember, was the infamous towel incident where the Moroccan ball boys were trying to steal or hide the towels of the Senegalese goalkeeper. I mean, that in itself was quite amusing. This is obviously far more serious, but the one thing we can't argue about, I mean, it's not a good look for the tournament or AFCON or CAF as a whole, is it?
Absolutely not. I mean, I remember in the finals being sat there, and we were kind of focused on all what was happening on the side when the Senegalese fans were trying to get onto the pitch and the chaos there. And then I remember looking over and seeing, hang on, is that a Senegalese player running away from some ball boys? And it was Yehvan Diouf, their backup goalkeeper, running away from the ball boys who were trying to grab the towel off him, which, it was certainly not a good look. And again, that's the issue of all of this is there was a strong sense that for particularly those who aren't in the African continent, the ones that, for instance, this CAF organizing body has really put a big emphasis on pleasing. That's been their thing, is we want to go out for the diaspora, we want to grow the game across Europe and America and all these different markets. That is where it's a real bad look. That's the strong sense of this is an embarrassment for the competition. Look, a lot of Africans will actually look at what Senegal did and say, actually, that wasn't a mistake. That wasn't an embarrassment. They're very proud of what Senegal did. They can hold their heads up high. That's what a lot of people feel. It felt like they were standing up to the injustice of CAF and Morocco. But particularly from the outside, from the kind of bigger, wider structures, it's a terrible look, and it really undermines both the competition and the organisers.
Quick word, where's that accent from?
It's a confused accent. I'm from Dunblane originally, but I grew up abroad in Kenya, so my accent's a bit funny.
I could sense it in Blaine. I knew it wasn't a Glasgow.
You didn't know it was Dunblane.
I knew it wasn't a Glasgow or Edinburgh. Alistair, brilliant, mate. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I knew it.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
I knew it.
I remember back in '78, Ali, playing again. Listen, I'm not a fan of this tournament. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan. But talking about African players, back in '78, I played against the Colorado Caribou. Right? Honestly, the Mile High Stadium.
I played there myself.
And there was 2 African players that were brilliant.
Different level.
Jomo Somo and a guy called Ace Netsalonga. I always remember them.
I remember that name.
They had some ability, I tell you.
That's amazing. I remember that name, Ace.
Oh, brilliant midfield, brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
How did you? Here's a quick question for you. How did you handle the altitude of the Mile High Stadium?
All right. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
We played the USA there, actually. Beat them 1-0. We
I
packed.
tell you what I didn't handle, Dallas. Humidity killed me. I was ill for a couple of days.
I know. I don't like playing in the heat. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, but after the Mile High Stadium, a few cans of Coors, Rocky Mountain spring water, lovely. 7:29.
few years back, when Jurgen Klopp was in charge, we tried signing Moises Caicedo, a defensive midfielder, because since Fabinho and Henderson have left, we've not signed one.
Yeah.
He turned us down. We tried signing that Southampton young
Lavia as well.
Chelsea. Lavia, yeah.
The same window,
He
I
turned
think.
us down.
Yeah.
A year later, we went for Zubamendi. He turned us down. We've not replaced that kind of player. Slot came in and played Gravenberch in that position. He did well. We won the league because of the other teams falling off as well. But we've not signed that player yet. We've let go of centre-halves, Matip and company, and we've got only two...
Company?
Choice. No, Matip and company, you know...
Oh, Matip and Co, other players.
Yeah,
Right.
Matip and Co, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let go of players like that, and then we've not signed any centre-halves. We're probably the only Premier League club who's got two senior centre-halves on their books.
Do you know what, Sam, as well? Another one, Mark Gahey. I don't know why you didn't get him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For £5 million, we spent outrageous money on attacking players, but we've not signed a defensive player just for £5 million. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain why you're not scoring goals.
Exactly. Yeah, but there comes Slot's position. Arne Slot.
Hold on.
Let's get cash at the cash point.
Hold on. Sorry, are you working behind the tills at like Tesco's or something?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Why are you talking to us?
Because I'm listening to you as well.
That's unbelievable.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
Great bass line, huh? Well, mate, let it go. Here we go.
Chain.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've gone off that as well. I'm going off
F1.
It's not the same.
I know.
Cars are all changed. And
half hybrid.
I'm not having it.
No.
Nah.
You're not having a lot this morning, are you?
I'm not.
You're not having upsheets. You're definitely not having upsheets in the running for
European City of Culture. We're having a laugh.
Inverness has got to win it.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's a ghost town now.
Well, they all are. They all are. I told you about Glasgow. I've had my daily moan about Glasgow. Right? I don't know what Inverness is
surrounding
like.
areas, Tipsy, are beautiful. All the little villages, gorgeous.
City centre.
Yeah.
I told you, Glasgow city centre, mate. I mean, where the fire was, that's a tragedy, obviously. But me and Ian walked down there to go to St Enoch's to get the other line up the Annie's Land. I just couldn't believe my eyes, mate. I couldn't believe my eyes. Horrendous, Glasgow city centre. And then, make matters worse, you should see the work they're doing on the roads to the airport and all that stuff, man. I am telling you, you're sitting in traffic, it's one lane, it's changing lanes over.
It's been for ages. Last time I was in Glasgow, it was like that.
I don't know what's happening. That's me finished, carry on.
Well, listen up for F1 fans, because Ali Yep, he has. Whether you like it or not, he's got a brilliant prize for you.
Well, wait here, this. We're down to a final week. We want to send you and a mate to Silverstone on July the 5th for a British Grand Prix experience like no other. Forget general admission, we are putting you right in the heart of it with the full racing green trackside experience. This is some gig, this one. Experience the F1 in the best way possible. You're getting exclusive grandstand seats plus inner track access. That's what I've always fancied. That inner track access, walking about the, you know. Do you know who's brilliant at that? Martin Brundle.
Oh, yeah.
Martin Brundle was
Norwich boy.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, access.
Anyway, he can still drive.
I went round. He took me around Silverstone.
Yeah.
And Mika Häkkinen's McLaren that won it. It turned into a two-seater. And there was 4 of us went run.
One or two-seater? Were you sitting in someone's lap?
No. He took the 4 of us round individually. You bampo. I said they turned it into a two-seater, not a double-decker, right? Anyway, he said to me, Martin said to me, he says, Quest, he says, make sure you're on last when the car's heated up and we'll have a bit of fun. My God, Alan. We took off at Silverstone, right, and I'm behind him. And we're coming to the first corner. I swear to God, though. I'm pressing.
Oh,
I'm pressing the imaginary
Fred
brake.
Flintstone.
Aye, I'm pressing the imaginary brake. It's not there. It's absolutely not. And then you sense them just touching the brakes and then accelerating right out. Man, it was some experience. It was some experience.
Goodwood Revival stuff.
Oh, right. I better finish.
The race down there, that's magic as well.
Right, you've got to enter because it ends on Friday at 4 p.m. Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text win to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rates. Or call, guys, 0343 418 7260.
Give us that again.
Okay, 0343 418 7260. See, you remembered me slipping up with that number about a week ago. I know, you get some memory, you. Lines closed this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when, of course, if your phone rings, pick it up and answer it. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Once again, for your chance to win, text win to 83338 now.
Thank you, Ali. Now.
By the way, Jason,
it's time for a bit of this.
Hold on. Jason's just asked the question. Ali, was the car widened? That's harsh, Jason. There's no need for that, mate.
I tell you, they go into them corners like you can't believe, don't they?
I tell you, I mean, we took it, they timed them all right. Because I went on last year, our lap time was something like, I swear, it was over 1.5 seconds quicker.
Because the tires were warmer.
Aye. And it was, I mean, what an experience. What an experience.
Well, Monaco's great. It's not the best racing, but for a weekend, if you've not done it, it's great. It's very expensive. But it's not too far to go.
Yeah, I've been to the day before, but I've actually never been to a Grand Prix.
And the other one they love is Le Mans.
Yeah,
all the Porsches 911s zooming down to Le Mans.
I went to was it? Believe it or not, I was in the Netherlands. Was it Zandvoort? There was a day on in Zandvoort, which is one of the racetrack in Holland, and I saw him. Do you know what I did once, which was brilliant? I went to the one up at it's right up my head in Fife. And saw the bikes. Oh, man, it's right at my head. It's terrible, Matt. The racetrack up in Fife. Not Kill, right? And I'm going to tell you, it was unbelievable. See if you see the bikes, absolutely unbelievable. Brilliant when you see them flying by you at all these speeds. Tremendous.
Right, let's talk about European football. Hatch today is back with the one and only Kevin Hatchard. Kev, very good morning.
Kev, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Very, very well, Kev. The Bodo Glimps, we thought, especially the home form, fantastic. But this was a dramatic exit last night, was it not?
Yeah, it was. And, they actually had a couple of chances on the counter-attack and hit the bar with the set piece, actually hit the bar twice with the same header because it came off the top of the crossbar and bounced back down and hit it again. And if one of those goes in, maybe that's enough. But I have to hand it to Sporting. I thought from the get-go, they were on it. They were attacking in numbers, attacking with intensity. And the one thing about Bodo Glimt is that generally going forward is their strengths. They can defend for long spells, as they did against Inter, but they just swarmed all over them. And Kjetil Knutsen, the Bodo Glimt coach, said afterwards, we got beaten by the better team. It was a fair result in the end. So, yeah, they managed to force it to extra time, won 3-0 in that second leg. That levelled it 3-3 on aggregate, and then got a couple of extra goals in extra time. So, you know, they are an excellent side. They won the League and Cup double in Portugal last season. Lots of firepower, lots of great technical players. They're not going to be straightforward for Arsenal to beat.
Interesting one, Kev. I mean, in terms of the draw for Arsenal, are they happier with Sporting Lisbon? And by that I mean the problems that going to Bodø Glimt with me with the pitch and all that stuff. And they are, as we've seen, I know it wasn't the case last night, but they are more than capable of turning the big teams over.
Harder.
I feel like Bodø Glimt would have been the better matchup for them over the two legs. I think Sporting, you know, going to the Alvalade is not easy, as Bodø Glimt have just found out. I know it's not a plastic pitch. I know it's not the edge of the Arctic Circle, but it'll be a hell of an atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that they're an excellent side. You look at Trincao, you look at Luis Suarez, not that one, different Luis Suarez. Yep. But you've got him, you've got Pedro Gonçalves. You know, they've got lots of good technical attacking players. And they showed that when they get that momentum, they can score goals. Arsenal will be favourites, obviously, but I do feel like actually Bodø Glimt would have been a better matchup for them than this would be.
Yeah, I still think Arsenal will be good enough. What about this for a blockbuster? It's not there yet, but it could well be Bayern Munich against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it'd be a cracker. I can't see Bayern being turned over. No. That 6-1 win, very, very impressive, even though there's talk they might have a 16-year-old in goal tonight, Leonard Prescott, because Jonas Urbich is struggling with injury. Manuel Neuer's already out. The third-choice goalkeeper's out. The fourth-choice goalkeeper's out. So they might have to get this 16-year-old to play. And if he does play, they would need a special exemption from the local government because 16-year-olds are not allowed to work after 9 o'clock. So
is that right?
Ridiculous. Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. I love it, Kev.
When Lamine Yamal played in the Euros, they had to get a special exemption for him because he was too young and he wasn't supposed to work beyond 9 o'clock.
That's ridiculous.
They might have to do the same for him. But I think Bayern against Real Madrid is an absolute classic, no doubt. I think Bayern's firepower is going to cause Real Madrid all kinds of problems. Yeah. Bayern are playing some unbelievable football at the moment, but they've both got flaws defensively, so it could be the best clash we see in the Champions League this season.
Now, I don't fancy Spurs' chances too much, but what about, well, let's take Liverpool. Great respect to Spurs, but can I see them coming back? No, I can't. But what about Liverpool and Newcastle? They're both in these ties.
I think Newcastle have got a chance. I really do. I think their pacing behind can cause that high line all kinds of issues. If you don't get pressure on the ball, if you're Barcelona, then suddenly you could be in trouble. And I thought Newcastle created numerous good attacking positions in that first leg. They were disappointed they didn't see it through and get the win. And as good as Barcelona are and as strong as they are at home, I think if Newcastle were close to perfect, I think they could knock them out.
Yeah.
Liverpool's is really tricky because Galatasaray have beaten them twice already. I know that was in Istanbul, so it's a different scenario. But Liverpool are just not structurally there at the moment. That's the issue. You know, there are gaps there. You feel like Galatasaray will score. So if that's the case, then Liverpool are going to need to be pretty much at their best. The one thing I would say is that Galatasaray handled the away leg against Juventus abysmally. They were 5-2 up from the first leg, went to Turin, played against 10 men for a big chunk of the game, lost 3-0 on the night and had to win it in extra time. If they play like that, rabbit in the headlight stuff, then Liverpool can motor past them.
Kev, has this been a real wake-up call, this round of 16 for the English teams?
I think it's a reminder of the quality that's around Europe, and I think it's a reminder that maybe the gap is not as big as people think. But I think where you need to look at it is not league to league. I think you need to, you know, how representative of Ligue 1 are PSG? Not very, because they are the best team in Ligue 1 by miles. So, you know, how representative of the Bundesliga are Bayern? Not that, because Bayern are miles clear at the top of the table. So I think what we are increasingly looking at now is not, do we compare the Premier League to La Liga or Liga, you're actually looking at a handful of well-resourced super clubs against the Premier League. So, yeah, I think in terms of the gap between that group and the Premier League, it's not that big.
Kev, enjoy tonight.
Enjoy your football tonight, Kev.
A reminder
Cheers,
that
guys.
Barca against Newcastle, what a game.
That is a game.
We'll be live on talkSPORT Radio from 5:30 this evening. Meantime, you can listen and watch the rest of the Drive Time show from 5:30 through to 7 o'clock with Andy and Darren Bent live on YouTube and on your smart TV. That was European football expert Kevin Hatchard there. On the way, we're going to speak to the only man to have scored an English top-flight goal, younger than Max Dowman. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
When do we hear about City and 115? Is there any correlation here?
Well, the overlap, I think, is only to the extent as to the treatment of this sort of conduct has not been treated as severely as PSR. So in a theoretical scenario where City are found to have breached some of the rules, but ultimately, like Chelsea, that wouldn't have impacted on its PSR position.
Yeah.
This agreement suggests that, save for the fact that there was cooperation here and early admission, save for that fact, that maybe it's not even a points deduction for something as extreme as that. Maybe. So I think this is generally positive for City in terms of its leniency, but I wouldn't read too much into it because, of course, this is a sanction agreement. As to when it's coming, I mean, clearly we are now way over the expectations of all the parties. The last information I had is they have no idea when it's coming. I think we are back in the realms when international breaks are more likely than other times, but who knows?
And one international break's about to come up.
But for City, you must be in the same space.
Yeah.
If you are, because part of the allegation against City is fraud. So if indeed you are found to be guilty, because at this moment in time City aren't found guilty of anything, if you're found to be guilty, how do you then take up the table of sanctions and say, well, actually, it's a points or removal of credit and whatever else you had in the past because you've just allowed Chelsea to admit.
I think what they would say is, in the City case, you will struggle to get any of those lines of mitigation.
No, fine.
That are there in the Chelsea
but
case.
does mitigation
So it'll all be aggravation.
But does mitigation remove points then?
Okay, 7:53 on talkSPORT, the Sports Breakfast. Right, what do we know this Wednesday morning? Well, Morocco, this is weird, have been declared the winners of the 2025 African Cup of Nations, Ali, after the Confederation of African Football. They overturned that result at the final following Senegal's, remember, the controversial walk-off.
Remember it well.
Liverpool head coach Arne Slot says he must have done a lot of things wrong for Reds fans to be frustrated at their recent form. And United have told Fernandez, Bruno, they will do everything to keep him at Old Trafford beyond this summer. Bruno has a £56 million release clause for foreign clubs in his contract, but he does turn 32 this summer. On yesterday's show, Gabriel Bonor claimed this about him.
I'm scared to think where Manchester United would have been over the last 5 years, and especially this season, without Bruno Fernandes. 27 Premier League appearances, Ali, 7 goals, 16 assists.
Wow.
No matter how bad they've been, he's turned up. But I said this in a previous show, Ali, a few months ago. He's 32 in September.
Yep.
He's won 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup for Manchester United.
Yep.
Could he leave Manchester United one day and look back and say, did I waste my best years at Manchester United? Not because you look at someone like De Bruyne, won it all at Manchester City. Bruno Fernandes, he's that good, deserves to leave the Premier League, winning the Premier League, and also Champions League. For me, he's that good, Ali.
Interesting, Gabby.
Makes a point, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves his book, Gabby. See, I mean, he writes everything down. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Joined up writing as well. He's brilliant. That's impressive. That's
Cross the T's and
dots the I's. Does it all bit.
Really some skill.
But he does make a point there. I mean, I think Fernandez is absolutely different class.
Yeah, he annoyed me. There was a little period he annoyed me when he was throwing his arms.
Oh, I said the same thing yesterday. I thought perhaps it's clearly not Latin American, but that kind of thing, foreign, European, they throw the hands up and all that stuff. You know fine well, if you're a teammate of that, that's a no-no. That is an absolute no-no in the dressing room. You don't throw your hands up.
Now, from one man who's been at the top level for years to another who has the world at his feet, Arsenal's 16-year-old Max Dowman. He burst onto the scene on Saturday. I think he's an Essex boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
With an amazing solo goal to become the youngest ever Premier League goal scorer. One man who knows a thing or two exactly about scoring goals at an early age. That is Ipswich's Jason Dozzell. He still holds the record for the youngest ever goal scorer in the top flight, having scored for Ipswich against Coventry City, aged 16 and 73 days. Glad to say Jason joins us now. Jason, good morning.
Jason, very good morning.
You okay? Morning.
How are you, Jason? I've not seen you for ages.
I know, I miss you, Alan, I miss you.
You still in Ipswich?
Yeah, still there, mate, still working at the club, so...
Good man. Max Dowman now, he looks a player, Jace, doesn't he? Because a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and they're using him sparingly, but he's just got to bide his time because he clearly has got great talent.
Oh, my God. When I first saw him, Alan, in September, he had till March to get it. I thought, my record is gone. He's that good, you know, but... Having been so young, he's going to have to be dipped in and out. And obviously, he got an injury just after Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
So he's out for a while. Just missed the record by a couple of weeks. So, yeah, what a player he is. But as I said, I know everything he's going through right now. All the noise, going back to school. It's quite surreal. But, yeah, what a player.
Record, by the way. I don't think anyone's going to beat that.
Well, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Jace, tell me, you mentioned it there, mate. Tell me, I mean, it's serious stuff, that. You're a kid, you've got your schoolmates, you're going back into school, he's going to do his GCSEs, whatever it is. How do you actually handle that?
People around you, keep your circle pretty small. As far as the pressure on the player, you know, you're so young. Everything's just going on over your head. Oh, Ali, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not really thinking about that. You're just riding this wave, and you just have to go with it. But no, like I said, he's got good people around him. He seems quite balanced in his life, and it's just a fantastic player who's going to go on to so many good things. Just the people around him, and Mikel Arteta's got a big role to play. So have the senior players, because they've got a duty of care to look after him, you know.
Yeah, Jace, just looking ahead to the weekend. I know there's a big cup final with Arsenal against City, but we've got a big one at Portman Road, haven't we, against Millwall.
Oh my God, this is a very big game, Alan. Obviously, everything's in Ipswich's hands now. With how the results went last week, it's in their hands now. So if they can go on and run, it's in their hands. So this is a really big game and one I'm expecting Ipswich to win.
Just tell me about. Sorry, Ali. Just tell me a wee bit about the manager. I don't know if you had a chance to, watch a lot of his sessions and what the players. All I've heard is really, really good things about him.
Yeah, nothing but good, Alan. Obviously, he had back-to-back promotions to get in the Premier League. Slipped back down to the Championship. Now we're in a position to go back up. So, yeah, the things will have to be learnt from the first time we went up. But, yeah, just a fantastic manager and one who, we're lucky to have, really. There's been a bit of inconsistency in the Championship this season. Every team is stuttering at some point. So, yeah, now is the time to, go on a 5 or 6 winning streak and get us over the line.
Just one last one, Jace. Worky. Is Worky still? What a goal scorer Worky was.
Oh,
He's
my
probably
God.
saying, you might have got that as being the youngest one.
Yeah.
How many more did you get, Worky?
I know. Like
Legend.
I said, I watched, so are you. I watched you as a kid. I watched the 81 side and the teams before that. So these were all heroes of mine. And to actually, step on the field, to play with some of the 81 team, I was delighted. As a schoolboy walking into that dressing room,
Yeah.
it was crazy. So, yeah, John Walk was a big help to me in the change room for being so young.
Could you understand him?
No. I understand you better than him.
I come from a.
He's anglified, Jace.
And you, Ali.
He
I
is
understand
one of you.
both of you better than him.
He is one of you lot now,
No, I
Jace.
come from a better part of Glasgow. Jace, listen, fingers crossed to the weekend, mate. Keep up the good
thank
work.
you,
I'll
mate.
see you
Great to
soon.
see you, mate. Take
Well
care.
done.
Alex. Bye-bye.
All the best, mate.
Jason deserved
Brilliant that was.
Great touch. Great awareness, Jason. Yeah, it really did.
16 years, 57 days. He's absolutely just spot on. I think he beat him by 16 days, 2 weeks.
Glad he's still at the club as well.
Great that. I love that. I love the clubs looking after their own and the old.
And this is a big one this weekend.
That's some game, that.
Millwall.
What a game that
I'm
is.
talking Kieran McKenna doing a great job. Millwall manager's been brilliant.
Absolutely frightening. I went to see him.
Phil Scott.
Yeah, of course he was doing well. I went to see him a couple of times at the start of the season. Great wee atmosphere as well. I told you they looked after me unbelievable.
Millwall, listen,
they looked
Millwall
after me.
got a terrible
I was sitting with the wee man. I just went along. The wee man came down for a couple of days, and I says, "Mum, we'll go along to the Millwall game." And we're sitting there. A couple of the boys come in, tapping the shoulder. Right, come on, in at half time, pint and a pie and a bit of crack with the lads. They were brilliant.
So when Neil Lennon took his side to Millwall, right, when he was managing down here, Craig the caddy came down.
Yeah.
And he said, "Look, I'm going to the game tonight with Lenny. He's got my ticket at Millwall." He said, I'll can I meet you for a quick drink down the gun?
I know what's happening here. I'm imagining he never saw...
He was sent to bed about 6 o'clock, not seen for 2 days.
Never saw a ball kick.
Coming up to 8 o'clock. Sorry, Craig.
Manchester United legend Nicky Butt has recently come out saying the club must give Bruno Fernandes anything he wants, is the quote, in order to keep him there amid continued links to Saudi Arabia. Fernandes, for me, Gabby, has been absolutely tremendous. He's now just 4 assists off the Premier League record and continues to prove just how important he is to that Manchester United side. He has, mate, you can say what you like, and myself and a few others, I wasn't necessarily happy with them with some of the throwing the hands up and all that stuff. You know, it's probably maybe a more European thing or a foreign thing that they do. And there was things like that you know, would probably annoy me a little bit if I was a teammate of his. However, by far and away, the most important thing is his ability on the pitch and how he's handled it. And I think he's been, if not the one constant in Manchester United,
100%.
You know, he's been tremendous, mate, hasn't he?
And I'm scared to think where Manchester United would have been over the last 5 years, and especially this season, without Bruno Fernandes. 27 Premier League appearances, Ali, 7 goals, 16 assists.
Wow.
No matter how bad they've been, he's turned up. But I said this in a previous show, Ali, a few months ago. He's 32 in September.
Yep.
He's won 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup for Manchester United.
Yep.
Could he leave Manchester United one day and look back and say, did I waste my best years at Manchester United? Not because you look at someone like De Bruyne, won it all at Manchester City. Bruno Fernandes, he's that good, deserves to leave the Premier League, winning the Premier League, and also Champions League. For me, he's that good, Ali.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pitodry on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
morning, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's rewards event. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. I tell you what, Ali, since I've had a few days off, I was talking to people, it's just a constant tickly cough.
And in the chest.
Glasgow, when I was a kid back home, because it's so wet and damp, I used to get it every year without fail. Is it still the same?
Still is. Well, so, honest to God, the last week's been terrible. Just miserable.
Damp,
damp. Yeah. And it's, you know, that way, like, see me go, if you're ever in New York in the winter, it's a
crisp
cold,
and cold. Yeah.
Cold, crisp, cold. But it's if you're wrapped up,
good for
it's a pleasant, it's a crazy thing to say, but you know what I mean? It's a kind of pleasant cold if you're wrapped up. Oh, poor way, mate. It's damp, depressing. I know, I'm getting old.
I remember going to school with wellies on and shorts on, and it was sleet and snow, and I'm like, what am I doing?
On the sleet. I hated the sleet. I used to love the snow, right? But when that drizzle came and it turned into snow, I hated it. Plus the snowballs are dangerous. They're very dangerous when they turn into sleet, weren't they?
If you stick something in them. The Mails, Craig Hope believes tonight's game in Barcelona is the biggest of Eddie Howe's glittering reign. We'll cross to Catalonia and speak with Craig after 9 o'clock. That's a place I've got to go. I've made my European debut there, but I've got to go. Barcelona.
You know,
new camp.
Fabulous.
But I'd like to go for a few days, have a look around.
Well, do you know where I want to go? I'll tell you right now, it was a brilliant city, by the way. Madrid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely fantastic. I should take you to Madrid. But the one I've not been to...
I have been to Madrid just for a day.
Yeah, the one I've not been to, they tell me is unbelievable. Is it San Sebastian?
Aye.
They tell me it's the best.
Well, San Sebastian, fun enough, if you drive down to Spain, it's down that west coast.
Yes.
And you go past, all the way down past the good golf, down to Bordeaux. And then on the border, you got San Sebastian.
Oh, it'd be beautiful.
And it is gorgeous. They say it's stunning. And then you head down to, is it Toledo? And then down, and you go through Madrid all round. Oh, everyone tells me it's beautiful.
You enjoy Madrid, I tell you.
Anyway, this is Barcelona we're talking about. It was a damaging night. So John Joe Shelby coming up about, around half an hour?
Yeah.
Big game. It was a damaging night in the Champions League for English clubs, though. And not least, Man City, who went out to, Ali's talking about Madrid, Real Madrid, with a whimper, I'm afraid. After the game, Pep was asked about the pressure that he is now under.
I started my career young, in the second team Barcelona with 37 years. We were promoted in the new league. And after Barcelona, when the travel is sextuple, since then, I don't win the travel sextuple, my team is a failure. So I know that since the day one. First season, you remember, first season here? Why are you going to win the Champions League? We won 100 points. When are you going to win the Champions League? When are you going to win the Champions League? At the end, we won it. Why you want to fix the Champions League? So we tried. We tried. We have been in other finals, a lot of semi-finals, and unfortunately, in the last 2 editions of the Champions League, we have been out. But this club, we arrived to make the bar a little bit high in terms of Champions League, and we didn't achieve that. Always, this is not a good thing, but it's fine. That is good. That is good.
I have to say, I do like Pep. I like him a lot. I admire what he's done, Ali.
Absolutely.
But there's no doubt he is under pressure. You know what's great about him? When you're multilingual, when you're doing press conferences, just speak really quick. No one can really... What did he say? What did he say? Did you catch that?
Well, you and I can get away with that as well, to be fair, can't we?
Let's bring a man who was across all the action last night. And every night for talkSPORT, he lives and breathes football. Chief Live football anchor, Adrian Durham. Adrian, good morning.
Adrian, good morning.
Alan, Ali, great to see you. How you doing?
Good.
Top form, mate.
Big question, Adrian. Is Pep there next year?
Well, I was at City last night and it was underwhelming, and that's an understatement. I think there's a big feeling around the City fan base that he might go, and actually there's quite a growing feeling that maybe it is time for him to go. That might sound harsh given everything he's won at Man City. He's done unprecedented things there, but actually a manager after 10 seasons can go a little bit stale, and that record in the Champions League,
not good.
Some would argue, and I think I agree with it, given the resources that he's had to work with and given his experience, Pep's Champions League record isn't great. 1 Champions League win, a lost final. He's had 1 semi-final exit on top of that, 4 quarter-final exits, 2 round of 16 exits, and 1 playoff round exit. So 2 seasons running, they haven't even made the quarter-finals. Now, you could argue they've come up against Real Madrid, but this season, this Real Madrid side was without Bellingham. It was without Mbappe for the first leg, and they got absolutely ruined. And they really didn't put up much resistance in the second leg. So I think there's questions rightly being asked about whether Pep Guardiola has run out of ideas at Manchester City, and that's what I feel has happened.
It's interesting, isn't it, Adrian? It's amazing because you're right. He's been absolutely fantastic for the game, fantastic for City. But I've been just looking at him the last couple of weeks, and I don't know whether it's a body language team. Certainly, his team, draws with Forest, and I was at West Ham, and I was over in the Bernabeu where they played reasonably well for the first 10, 15 minutes, but then they got absolutely, I thought, as you said, they used the word schooled, and I don't think I disagree with that at all. You just wonder, sometimes it's a natural thing to come to the end of a relationship, and I've got a little bit of a feeling that might be the case myself, Adrian. But I want to ask you, and I said to Big Al, has this been a wake-up call this round of 16 for the English club? Because I think it has, mate. I mean, myself included, I expected maybe 4, maybe even 5 to go through. I think you might only get 2.
Well, I look at that and I understand what you're saying. If you look at each tie individually, I don't think anything's a big surprise. So Arsenal going through, I think we expected that, and they made it look really comfortable. That's because it was. That's because Arsenal are really good. I would say that Manchester City, with Pep running out of ideas, I mean, his 2 big signings, Gay and Semenyo, were left on the bench last night and it still didn't work. So I think he genuinely has run out of ideas. So not really a surprise that they've gone out to Real Madrid. Chelsea got Liam Rosenior in charge with, 0 experience at this level, and they were playing the European champions. No surprise they've gone out because they cannot defend at all. Chelsea, they're hopeless at the back. Newcastle put up a great fight. They should have won against Barcelona. They were the better side. I was at that game. They were unlucky to draw that. They've still got the second leg to come live on talkSPORT, 5:45 tonight. I'll be hosting that from 5:30. Spurs, we know, are an absolute mess this season, so write them off completely. I don't know. I mean, is it a wake-up call? Or if you look at each individual tie, is it pretty much what we expected, Ali?
What about Arsenal? Your favourite, Adrian? How many did they win this year? People are now seriously saying all 4.
Yeah, I think they could win all 4. That's because they are effectively getting the job done. Nobody cares, as an Arsenal fan, none of them care about how they get the job done. They just want to get the job done. They don't care that they're like Pulis's Stoke back in the day. They couldn't care less.
Hold on a minute, Adrian. Wait a minute, mate. Wait a minute. Right. They scored 2 of the best goals last night in European football for months, man. Right? And I just cannot believe the stick that Arsenal are getting. They haven't put a foot wrong, mate, this season.
Mate, I'm not criticising them. They're getting the job done. They've been without it for so long. They don't care how they get the job done. At the end of this season, it's going to say Arsenal Premier League champions, possibly going to say Champions League winners, FA Cup winners, League Cup winners. They could have all 4. And they won't care how they get that job done. And what he's done there, Arteta, first of all, he's been given the time. I think a lot of other clubs would have sacked the manager by now. So it's fourth title tilt. He's been allowed that time, and maybe other clubs should learn from that. I looked at the bench last night for Arsenal, and the squad that he's been able to build there is absolutely phenomenal. So you look at the bench, let's run through it here. You've got Kepa in goal, he's got so much experience. You've got Calafiori, Max Downman, we know is an emerging talent. Kai Havertz, Lewis Skelly is an England international. Madueke is an England international. Martinelli, Mosquera, fantastic backup at the back that they haven't had in previous seasons. They took Brentford's captain, he can only get on the bench. Gabriel Jesus was on the bench. That's an incredibly stacked bench that Arsenal have got. Of course they're going to win trophies this season. They've virtually got the Premier League in the bag. I can't bet against them in the Champions League. They've got Sporting in the quarterfinals. I see them winning that. It's potentially Barcelona in the semi-final over 2 legs. I think Arsenal can definitely win that. And then it's a 90-minute shootout in a final against either Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, whoever it might be. And we know that Arsenal in any game can win it over 90 minutes. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. So, yeah, I do see Arsenal winning the Champions League this season. And actually, I'm with you. I'm bored of the debate about how Arsenal play. They don't care. Let them get on with it. Let them win as many trophies as they want.
Ed, I can't believe it. We're out of time, and I can't even ask you about the mighty Posh. Huh?
5-0.
What a result. Let's leave it at 5-0, mate, shall we?
Have the Posh.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy your football team. Enjoy it, mate.
Cheers, Ali. Cheers, Alan.
Just a quick one. It was broken in the last half hour. Senegal, are refusing to hand back their AFCON trophy. I think they've sold it. And have threatened legal action After an extraordinary strip to the title, this is a quote: the Senegalese Football Federation denounces this unjust, unprecedented and unacceptable decision which discredits African football. We want to assure all Senegalese people. Senegal has the right and the victory on its side. The cup will not leave the country. This fight is far from over. Oh dear.
Wow.
Right, 8:17.
I mean, many notes of caution coming in at this stage. Thierry Henry, he was saying, I was there when Rooney did it, and when someone told me he was going to have the career that he had, I would have said, well, maybe. He says, it's a challenge not just for Arsenal, but for English football. Let's not get overexcited. I mean, there's an element of, hang on, let's just be careful with this boy.
Yeah, I mean, you should be careful with all young players. I mean, ironically, they've got another kid coming through in the under-13s called Luis Muniz, who's potentially even better than Max Dellman. They've got a conveyor belt of these kids coming out of Arsenal for some reason or another. But insofar as he is concerned, listen, he is. If they can shut out the background noise, I mean, I saw his father having a go at a coach, and it seems to me that there's a very strong family unit, as there was a strong family unit around Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
So if you can get the right people around you, the biggest challenge for this kid is that he is not distracted from his football and does not have the wrong voices around him that are creating chaos between him and the club, him and opportunities commercially and all that sort of stuff. Get him wrapped around the right sort of people. He's in a big club. One of the best things of being a good player in a big club is that big clubs don't... If you're a young player, it's a superstar in a smaller club. I had it with Victor Moses. I had it with other players that were really significant players. And there's always the bigger clubs are circling around. There ain't many bigger clubs than Arsenal. So with due respect, they've got him in the right space because they're a big football club. So there's no necessity for him to leave that football club. I know we've seen Cole Palmer leave early stage in his development to go to Chelsea because he couldn't get the opportunities.
Yeah.
Downman's already in the side. And given the way he plays and given the ability he has and given the fact they're already looking to him to go and affect games, it bodes well for him.
8:22, talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali McCoist. Right, let's get the latest sporting odds, and it's the Rochdale Cowboy, John Hill.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Hey up, John. How are we?
How are we, lad?
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Ali. Yeah, not too bad. A disappointing result for Rochdale last night.
3-2 defeat.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tough one to swallow. But look, we're still top of the league by 2 points. It just means, we'd have had a bigger gap. We would have had a positive result last night. So it's going to come down to the wire.
What's your run-in look like?
Well, we play York, who are second last game of the season. So that could be, what a cracker that would be.
It's between the two of you, isn't it? It's just between the two of you, it looks like now.
We're a long way clear of the rest, yeah. To me, it's a tough league. I know that Jeff Stanley's been campaigning for, free up out of this league. Only one team gets promoted automatically, and then it's one team from the playoffs. So it's such a tough league to get out.
It does seem unfair, that, though, John, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. But it's one of them. I'm sure if we get promoted this season, we won't be arguing for that next season, will we? It's like turkeys voting for Christmas, but it is a tough league to get out of.
You'll have to get a bigger minibus, won't you?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
By the way, Tommy, Jeff, happy birthday, Jeff. His birthday today.
Is it his birthday? Oh, happy birthday, Jeff. Yeah.
Right. What about football tonight, Paolo? Last night was disappointing. What about tonight?
Yeah, some crackers, isn't there? Absolutely. Yeah, and the Newcastle fans, what a trip they've got to look forward to the new camp. But they were unlucky not to have an advantage after the first leg. It was a late goal from Yamal to give Barcelona the equaliser. In terms of tonight, Barca favourites to win the match, 3-5. Newcastle 18-5. The draw in this one 4-1. But to qualify, markets obviously going to be crucial this evening. Newcastle are 5-2 to qualify. Barca 2-7. So firm favourites Barcelona, guys.
I tell you, I was there last night, John, and it seems every season with one of the sides we're talking about a treble or a quadruple, but generally speaking, we don't really believe it because it is, without doubt, extremely difficult. However, I'm looking at Arsenal, I think, and you'll tell me if I'm wrong, I think they're favourites in all the tournaments that they're in. There's effectively only one team that can stop them in the league and only one team that can stop them in the League Cup. The Champions League would be the big one, but is it realistic?
Well, it is, yeah. Well, look, it's 25-1 now. At the start of the season, what would it have been? 200, 300 to 1. Look, we think it's unrealistic at the start of the season, just because it's never been done before. But as you say, you look at the 4 respective markets now, particularly the Premier League, surely they've got one hand on that trophy now. And let's be honest, they are the best team in Europe this season, aren't they? If you look at the outright Champions League, I think they're the best team in that competition. You need a bit of luck along the way.
We haven't, Bayern would argue, their fans would argue.
They would, you're quite right, Al.
You're quite right. They would argue back that. John up here, because you look at Arsenal, won every game in the league phase. They had one draw away from home against Leverkusen there and then comfortably beat them 2-0. So I don't think they put a foot wrong. I know Munich have been excellent and they'll go through. There's no doubt about that. But in terms of the top team in Europe, particularly so far in the Champions League, that there are, John, as Alan and I were saying, a lot of teams, Real Madrid, PSG, that probably peak and aim to peak round about their really important time.
And Real Madrid as well. Look at Real Madrid. They're still 15-2 to win this competition. I think that's a big price given their pedigree and they know how to get it done. City were well beaten by them, weren't they? So it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be exciting if you're an Arsenal fan, that's for sure. Going for these 4 trophies. And they probably need a bit of luck on the way. There might be a penalty shootout somewhere they need to overcome. But,
what if you're a Liverpool fan, John?
Well, in terms of tonight's game, we think they're going to qualify Liverpool. They're 2-9 to get through. Galatasaray 2-1 to qualify. Look, it was a tough place to go, Istanbul, wasn't it? We know that. It'll be reversed tonight. It'll be tough for Galatasaray to come to Anfield, won't it? We know what these big nights are like at Anfield under the lights. So we expect Liverpool to get through from this one. We can't say that about Spurs, I'm afraid. They're 12-1 to qualify. Atletico 1-66. It's been a disaster, hasn't it, for Spurs this season?
John,
Just disaster.
Oh, I think Liverpool win. John, have you got an email address so I can get my 50 quid back, by the way?
What's that for?
I back Morocco.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so how does that work?
By the way, there's an interesting one for you, John. And just for the record, I had 50 quid on it myself.
Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah, I bet you did. And the rest. We all did, didn't we?
So what happens? That was January.
What does happen, John?
Get on the phone to Simon Clare. That's my advice to you, mister, because then he'll sort it out for you. But you haven't done anything like it, have you?
Brilliant.
John, you've a
Tell
great...
you, a lot of people going through dustbins this morning trying to find their betting slips, won't they?
Brilliant, John.
Listen, have a good time, eh? Thanks, pal.
Mate, have a good
Cheers,
day.
boys.
But I think you've got a valid... I mean, how does that look?
Listen, I'm only whining.
I know
I'm
that.
a bit of
So
fun.
but I'll bet you right now...
Well, people are wanting the money back.
Yeah, but... Well, how many of them have kept their slips or tickets?
Well, online,
I bet a lot of us
record
online, of course there will be. Wow.
Well, some people won't just want the money back; they'll want the winnings.
Yeah, and do you think if there's any honesty out there at all, people that have won on Senegal,
Hey?
Excuse me, I want 100 quid. I just don't feel I can take it.
I don't think so. That was a look at the latest odds with Coro 18 Plus GamblerWare.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 Plus GamblerWare.org.
Ruben Amorim was a winning manager, but clearly not the right fit for Man United, irrespective of the fact he was a European winning manager because he won the Portuguese league.
Right.
So I'm kind of with Roy, but in the...
Are you? You're with Roy in a certain way. I mean, he's not doing anything to rule himself out of contention.
No, I know, but also what Roy's picture is trying to extrapolate it. And I know there's a lot of cachet around Steve Holland and so on and so forth, but he was part of the England setup that flattered to deceive, that didn't win anything when they could have done. So whilst he might be an excellent coach, we're still looking at a bunch of people, with respect of being Michael Carrick being an elite footballer, that as from a management point of view, have got what on their resume? So it's part of the conversation, not the only part of it. But if Carrick goes to the end of the season and United finish third, or even, dare I say it, catch City and finish second, then there's going to be a clamour of people suggesting that he's proven himself, that he's had 18, 19 games now, that 18, 19 games, or however many he's done X, Y, Z. I mean, they are far better for him being there, but that's because common sense has prevailed. You haven't got a manager that seems to want to riddle himself into cul-de-sacs and play a group of players that can't play the way he wants them to play. You've got a manager that's ultimately under no real pressure, because everyone thinks that United were... The pressure will come now. Now United are third. Now the pressure's now, because everyone's going to expect... United fans are going to go, you better finish inside the top four now, because you're there now.
But yeah, I take on board what Simon's saying, Martin, but if he secures Champions League football for United, what exactly is going to rule him out?
Yeah,
What's going to rule him
I get it. I do. Roy's a respected voice, and I do take the point that this group, at pretty well the same group of players, finished quite low down the table.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Rewards. Get £500 off your next car this week only. Alan McCoist with us. Now, John Joe Shelby coming up, but first let's take a call from a City fan. Charlie has given us a ring. Charlie, welcome, good morning.
Morning, Charlie.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Nice,
Very
Charlie.
good.
I'm good. What did you make of the game last night?
Well, Charlie, I've got to tell you, mate, I wasn't surprised. Listen, the sending off, mate, clearly doesn't help matters from City's point of view. But having seen the first game in the Bernabeu and having been at the game in the London Stadium against West Ham, I didn't hold out much hope for City, regardless of the sending off, mate. I just think, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's a lack of confidence going throughout the team, a drop in form or what it is, but all clearly is not well, mate. What do you think?
I feel we're being a bit hard done by. I was listening on driving home from taking my missus to work a minute ago and heard it wasn't either a user, but somebody saying about Arsenal's depth, and I completely agree. And then saying that Pep's run out of ideas. I know Madrid didn't have to try last night once they scored the penalty because it's 3 goals and it's a bit difficult. But I didn't think that Madrid looked particularly great last night, and I think Vinny Jr. being man of the match is a little bit weird, to be honest. Because I don't know if either of you saw the game, but I don't think he really did anything.
I only saw the highlights, to be honest with you. But in the grand scheme of things, Charlie, I'm guessing you'll be worried about what's happening at City at this moment in time.
Not really. No, I like the game in Madrid was horrendous. The team selection was really. I think a lot of City fans was really weird. But last night it felt like it was the best team on the pitch. I completely get why he wouldn't play Gay and Semenyo. I don't think they've maybe played in a game of that magnitude before. I know Gay played in a FA Cup final, but do you know what I mean? It makes sense to put in players that you trust. Obviously, I get the exception with Aït-Nouri, but I thought Semenyo looked okay when he came on. Gay looked a little bit shaky, I thought, which I think he also looked like that in Madrid as well. But play like that on Sunday and obviously keep 11 men on the pitch. I think we might be able to win. I don't know.
I think Sunday's a bit. I think it's an even game. I really do.
Yeah,
I think who takes their chances on the day. Charlie, thank you for your call.
Thanks, Charlie. I think
Arsenal favourites, just, but I think City they could beat them.
Of course, but you got to look at it in current form. You would say Arsenal favourites, but it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world. City win.
Correct. Right, huge night for Newcastle. They head to the Camp Nou, looking to knock the Spanish giants Barcelona at the Champions League. I remember as a kid, Ali, at Portman Road, Bobby Robson, where Barca came and we'd a 3-0 lead, Ipswich, over Barcelona, and they overturned it at Portman Road.
No.
Cruyff, Naskins, people like that. Oh, yeah.
Reasonable team, to be fair.
Oh, fantastic team. Could it be the greatest night ever for Newcastle, though? Win, and they'll earn the club close to 15 million quid and create history for the club reaching the quarterfinals for the very first time. However, a defeat and the implications could be damaging. In the Mail paper this morning, the Mail, Craig Hope would suggest that it'd be the end of one of the most successful chapters in the club's history. Delighted to see a man who made over 200 appearances for Newcastle, winning promotion with the club from the Championship. John Joe Shelby joins us now. John Joe, good morning.
John Joe, how are you getting on?
Hello, yeah, all good, thank you.
Yo, you good, John Joe? Keeping well?
Yeah, all good. Just got back from training, so
good
yeah,
stuff,
all
mate.
Good.
John Joe, big game this is. They don't come much bigger than Barcelona. I'm just thinking, can Newcastle pull this off? They've got pace up front, have they, on the counter? It's going to be a cracking game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great game to watch for a neutral. I think the way that they've got to go about it is being physical and as you said, using that pace and power, and hopefully they can get the win.
They must have a chance, mate, because the way Barcelona, Hansi Flick's got his team, they certainly play with a high line. You know, he's been asked about it before. He's not going to change it. He clearly is one of these coaches. He looks at his team and says, well, no matter who we're playing, we'll score more goals than they will. But that said, with that high line, and you look at the pace, Barnes, Gordon, whether it's Alanga, they're not without a chance.
No, I think they need to set it up right, though. I think maybe one or two passes to bring Barcelona on, and then play that ball over the top. But as you said, the pace is what will win them the game tonight. And I mean, as you said before, about it's probably the biggest game in Newcastle's history. So it could be a real achievement to go there and get a win and progress.
And John, you're a bit unpredictable, but Liverpool, we thought they got that goal against Spurs. We thought they'd go on and win the game comfortably. They didn't. 1-0 down, Galatasaray, but it's Anfield. I expect Liverpool to turn this round and qualify. Do you fancy Liverpool strong?
Yeah, I do. I think the Galatasaray will probably struggle away from home. I mean, it's a difficult place to go and play at Galatasaray's ground, as I've done in the past. But I fully expect Liverpool to get over the line tonight.
John, what do you think the problem is at Liverpool at this moment in time? Because for the first time, you know Liverpool fans better than I, and they're a loyal and supportive lot. But I can't lie to you, we're getting calls, and there's a little bit of dissent in the camp regarding clearly results, and one or two on questioning the future of the manager and the coach. What do you think the problem has been? Is it just as simple as saying there's been a drop in form clearly to Salah and perhaps Van Dijk and boys like that? Just the form hasn't been the same, there's been a drop in it?
Yeah, I think they've obviously not hit the heights that they've hit last season, but they conceded a lot of late goals, and I think they just need to, even if they got a goal up, they need to just start managing the game, and even if it means winning 1-0, I mean, it's not what Liverpool fans would want to expect, but it's winning game of football. There's all different types of way of winning, but as soon as you get a goal and you're looking at 70, 80 minutes, then there's ways of shutting down the game, and I think that's what they need to get back to doing.
So you're comfortable Liverpool go through? Get a prediction, Newcastle, can they do it, or is it tough?
I think they'll turn them over tonight, Newcastle.
Do you?
So I'm going to go 2 or 3-1.
I hope so. John Joe, great to talk again. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Brilliant. Oh, there you go. But, very, very confident.
Aye. And do you know something? I'd go as far to say it'd be one of the best results in years and years and
big
years
game,
and years.
Money-wise as well for them.
I made a couple of... here's a belter for you. So, what game did I do last week? Let me think now. It was a Monday night game, whatever it was, right? So I'm staying at the airport before I fly back up the road, into the bar again for a quick pint. A couple of Newcastle boys there who'd obviously been at the Chelsea game. Saturday night that's what I've done after the West Ham City.
Where are you, Heathrow?
At Heathrow, so I went into a hotel. So I had a pint with a couple of Newcastle boys there. So they started a bit of crack. I said, oh, no, I said, can I join you? We'll just have a couple of pie, great. So I sat with them for about 15, 20 minutes. Brilliant. So they were doing a Chelsea game. They were going back up the road. And then they were flying back down to go to Barcelona.
Oh.
So they were talking about, I mean, obviously delighted the way things are. Cut a long story short, I'm coming down yesterday, right, to go to the game. I'm flying.
On the plane again?
I meet them at Heathrow. You couldn't make that up. Same two boys heading out to Barcelona. And there was a right crew of Newcastle boys heading on the flight out to Barcelona. They'll have an absolute ball tonight.
Incredible. You met two girls going up there and the same two coming back down.
Two boys, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Two boys, yeah, definitely two boys.
Right, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Okay, we're going to be talking all things Bruno Fernandes. Does his future lie away from United? It's just his age. We'll ask his former teammate Jose Font, who won the 2016 Euros with Portugal, exactly that. Plus, we'll ask whether Eze is finally beginning to hit the heights at Arsenal. I don't know. I think he's already been there, don't you? 8:43, plenty to come.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Is getting it tonight. A shocking week for the Chelsea.
What do you mean?
Look, they got slapped by PSG.
What do you mean?
Got slapped by Newcastle. And then got slapped with a transfer ban.
What do you mean?
It's been a slapping week. Slap, 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 slap. Chelsea, slap. Get your calls in, you want to have your say. 03 717 22 33 44.
Do you know what's amazing? Before the game, it wasn't me. We had a meeting with the referee. My assistant goes in. The first thing he talks about is our huddle.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. It's just one straight long pass through the middle. It really is awful defending from Chelsea. And when Murphy lays the ball off, there is Anthony Gordon literally to walk the ball home.
My players made a decision that they wanted to be around the ball, to respect the ball.
What signs have you seen?
I've seen signs.
What signs?
Encouraging signs.
What's happening?
Hello, mate.
How are you?
I'm all right. I've had better weeks.
Yeah? What happened?
Not going to lie.
What happened?
Do you know when you know things are bad? Is where Spurs pick up a point and got beat by 5-2 in the middle.
Don't worry about me, mate.
And you lot have had a better week than Chelsea.
Don't worry about us. What happened at Chelsea,
That's
mate?
when you know things are bad.
What's happened?
Well, you know, so it happens, mate. Bad weeks happen.
No.
That's a bad week.
Okay, 12 minutes to 12 minutes to 9 o'clock. talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali. What do we know about this Wednesday morning? Well, Man City season stands on the brink following a demoralising Champions League exit at the hands of familiar foe Real Madrid. Although they were down to 10 men, Pep's side can put things right on Sunday, though, against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. Do you know, I've got something in my head, Ali, that fancy City at the weekend. I do, because I just think Arsenal get so much in the plate. But the squad's brilliant.
I know, I hear you. I mean, it would not be the biggest shock, but I'm looking at it, I'm just saying to myself, in current form, right, which you can maybe throw out the window for a cup final, current form, you've got to fancy Arsenal.
Yes.
But it's the first one to go over the line. I get it. It's important, vitally important for them. Can they go over the line? By the way, if they can go over the line, I think there could be no stopping them.
Yeah. To win 3, even 3, never mind 4.
Well, I've said for a while I fancied them for 2 minimum.
Yeah.
So if they're winning Sunday, I beg your pardon, at the weekend, what a big
Should be a great game,
yeah,
I hope.
for sure.
What about Chelsea? Midfielder Enzo Fernandez said he did not know whether he'd be at the club next season. I hate talk like that, do you? Following the Blues' Champions League exit to PSG. When questioned by ESPN, the 25-year-old said, I don't know, there are 8 games left in the FA Cup. There's a World Cup, then we'll see. Do you know what I mean? I just don't like...
I know.
You should just say, please.
Look, I'm happy where I'm at this moment in time.
Games
I
to
know.
play.
I'm delighted where I'm at this moment in time. Big games coming up. We'll see what happens. I know.
What about Senegal? Senegal's AFCON title has been revoked. Oh, yeah. And awarded to Morocco following an unprecedented overturning of the result after Senegal walked off during the final in January. Incredible. talkSPORT's Nick Ellaby, he has more.
It's exactly 2 months from one of the craziest finals football has ever seen, with fans talking conspiracy theories about host nation Morocco getting favourable treatment from AFCON refs. Senegal had a late goal ruled out before Morocco were awarded a soft penalty.
Pep Guardiola is taking his players off the pitch. The most extraordinary end to a game.
Pandemonium, fans on the pitch, a 10-minute delay before a VAR check, then Brahim Diaz fluffed his Panenka, Pap Gueye won it in extra time for Senegal, but because of that walkout, only Sadio Mane stayed on the pitch. The Moroccan FA appealed the result, and the Confederation of African Football have decided to give Morocco a 3-0 win and the trophy. AFCON tournament regulations state if a team refuses to play, they forfeit the game. Senegal's Moussa Niakhaté has posted a picture of the trophy on Instagram saying if you want it, come and get it, they're crazy, while the Senegalese FA will appeal the decision at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. What a mess.
You're dead right, Nick. I've just seen the highlights there of the ball boys hiding it. It's ridiculous.
They got a scalper in the back of the ear, those kids.
Oh, but you can't do it, can you? You can't get them a volley. You're in big trouble.
Probably can over there. I get in trouble for saying that.
Yeah, you are in trouble. You're not will you, you are.
Okay.
And I'm in trouble for saying they've nicked the cup, they're not giving it back. Now for a time for a bit.
But it's a shambles.
I know.
The whole thing's a shambles.
We shouldn't laugh because it's big over there.
No, but
that back Morocco.
I'm saying you shouldn't laugh. You watching those ball boys there, that actually is laughable. And the goalie...
Look, there it is again. Look, it's horrendous. The goalie's about to chin him.
Look at him. He's trying to take it off the goalie.
Shocking, isn't it?
Look, they're coming on the other side.
Oh, look. Oh, no. I'm not having this. Terrible. Right, time for a bit of this.
Ask me. Here's Ali McCoist. Oh, he's done it. Ali McCoist from Rangers.
Are you winding me up?
No, I'm deadly serious.
You know where the creator of the Rubik's Cube came from? Came from Czechoslovakia. So there you are, have some of that.
You need to introduce me to this Tinder. Is it dangerous? You're a pair of numpties, so you are.
Let's be having you. Let's be having you.
Oh, gee, was I?
You were only supposed to blow up a bloody door.
What's that? Yeah, I've nailed it, man. I've nailed it.
Yeah, he's the nation's favourite Cole Combe. He was once considered one of the top 10 sexiest men in Britain.
No, it was 100, mate.
Now he's...
he sucked me in. cannot believe it.
Now he's only about 10,000. And won 2 European golden shoes.
Cannot believe that.
So with all that considered, no better man to answer today's biggest questions than Alistair Murdoch McCoist. Top at 1. Man City went out last night with a whimper to Madrid, losing 5-1 in aggregate. Will Pep be, Ali, City manager next season? I hope so, but...
yeah, I hope so. I'm not sure he will. There you go. I'm not sure he will. I mean, clearly, I think the decision will be his, as it should be. You know, there's nobody sitting here for a minute to say that he's going to get the sack or anything like that, because that ain't going to happen, and nor should it. He'll be able to make that decision himself, which he has earned the right, I feel. But unless there's a dramatic change, I'm just looking. Oh, and I keep going on about body language, you know.
Very twitchy, isn't he?
He doesn't look happy. I'm not saying he never necessarily does look happy when he's interviewed. I think he's one of these coaches, managers that doesn't, you know, fancy getting interviewed, doesn't get a lot of time for it, realises it's part of the job, but, you know, isn't particularly happy doing it or liking doing it. And I get it, I understand that. But I just don't think he looks... It has changed a little bit. I think his demeanour's changed a little bit. I genuinely believe that. His team over the years have been nothing short of tremendous.
I think it's just because they're conceding stupid goals.
I think there's more to it than that. I'm looking at the big fella up front. I know he gets his goal last night.
Sometimes he doesn't get a kick.
Yeah. At the weekend, the lads at the back, Tadibo, Mavropanos and Disasi, I think, at the weekend, just were different class.
Ali, whose fault is that?
I think
is
it's
that
an element of both.
Not feeding Haaland, or
I think it's an
has
element
Pep
of
got
both.
to change the way they build up?
Well, what they don't do, and a lot of the teams don't do it, not just City. They don't. You don't put crosses into the box, anything like as much as they used to.
Why wouldn't you?
I know, but they like to play through you. They'll go down one side, they'll come out, they'll keep possessing the ball, they'll try and play wee 1-2s and nick in behind you.
Get bored with it, eh?
Well, particularly for a centre forward waiting across. But the question regarding Pep, you know, it's like anything else. In a relationship, no matter what the relationship is, sometimes it comes to a natural end, right? And I would have to suggest, looking at it, it looks to me as if it's maybe coming to a natural end. That will never take anything away from what he's achieved, particularly domestically, and transformed. You know,
he's a winner, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that Champions League has not been great. One win, one lose in finals.
And City have had the sign over them. I think City have knocked him out. I might be wrong with the exact stat, but they've knocked him out like maybe 4 out of the last 5-6 seasons or something. So they definitely had the sign over them.
Finally, a dire season, it's got to be said, for Spurs, with the Premier League status very much up in the air. A lot of questions have been asked about which players will remain at the club. Yesterday, defender Mickey van de Ven, who I like, was asked about rumours suggesting that many of the team have just chucked in the towel already. Here's what he had to say.
Sometimes we just read things by ourselves, by the players as well, and then we just like, what is this? Like the other day when we read something about one guy that said to everyone that he's probably going to leave and doesn't care about the situation they're in, and then someone reads this and we just like, how does this come out? Like, people just making things up, and it's just frustrating for us as well, like, because it brings so much more trouble as well, because the fans are starting to believe this and are start saying like, oh, the guys, they doesn't care anymore what's going to happen in the club about the situation. But trust me, all the people involved on the pitch, the staff, the players, everyone, they care so much about the situation we're in right now, and we just want to turn things around, and that's the most important. That's the main focus for everyone. And then if some reports just start saying that guys don't care anymore, it's just frustrated for our guys.
Yeah, see, it's look, I know where he's coming from, but I speak to ex-players. A lot of my friends are Tottenham fans,
of course,
and they are disgusted this year. Disgusted. Yes, they put up a fight at Anfield, got a point, but you know, why talk about it? We're not stupid. We can see what's happened over the last, say, a dozen games. Diabolical. It's the worst Tottenham side I've seen for a long time.
Don't disagree, right? Don't disagree, right? I'm going to stick up for him here, right? In his defence, he's been asked a question, right? He's been asked a question which he has to answer it, and he's answered it in the manner that he should, right?
Yeah.
But
back in his
the
teammates,
proof will be in the pudding, right? We can't give him stick. I mean, there's a statement here, you know, should he do his talking on the pitch rather than off it? No, he should do both, right? He's asked a question at a press conference there. He's duty bound to answer it. He's answered it in the manner I would have expected him to answer it. So I can't give him stick for answering it. But, however, him and his teammates will be under serious scrutiny in the next 2-3 weeks. That's when they have to stand up. Because I've criticised them, I think, with justification, that they haven't shown the spirit or the fight that other teams around them, for me, look to be having. Whether it's Forest.
Apart from a bit of Anfield.
Yes. No, absolutely. Apart from Forest. Yeah, including Forest, Leeds, teams like that. West Ham in particular. I've enjoyed the transformation in them, to be brutally honest with you. Nuno's got them going, got them defending, got them playing. Tottenham, Liverpool aside, I don't think I've shown anything like that. They now have to. They did at Liverpool. Now, we know one swallow doesn't make a summer. So, he's right to answer the question. He's right in what he said, but the proof now will be in the pudding.
The big question as well is, what sort of side did Tottenham put out in Europe?
It's an interesting one. Boy, that is a question. That's a massive one. Because, make no mistake about it, I don't fancy them to go through. I thought Atletico Madrid schooled them. I thought Griezmann, I'll say it again, Griezmann gave one of the best performances I've seen in a long, long time. I thought he was just beginning to dip myself, having been a fantastic player. He was outrageous in Madrid last week.
Yeah.
So do they leave a few out? Because the bigger game's Forest. That is the bigger game. And Forest are the same. They're one. Is it Michelin and they're 1-0 down? They've got a few decisions.
They'll be all right. Yeah, I think they can beat them. Right, Arsenal fans, give us a ring. 03717 223344. Another step towards the quadruple last night. Is the apprentice going to officially become the master at Wembley this weekend? Are you there? We're taking your calls next.
Chelsea handed a suspended transfer ban and fined £10.75 million after secret payments to players and unlicensed agents helped facilitate transfer deals in the Abramovich era. So many people are suggesting here this morning that Chelsea have, in their own eyes, got off with one. Of course, Stefan is with us, and in his words, Stefan, you have said you feel the punishment handed to Chelsea is extremely lenient. But Simon, can I put this to you? How isolated do you think this was? Illicit payments to players and agents to facilitate transfers. Was this just Chelsea?
I would doubt it. My nose tells me that it's not necessarily an industry standard practice, but notwithstanding that, I still think there's lots of people that operate in certain ways within football that I've seen and been privy to. And my nose tells me that it wouldn't be just isolated to Chelsea. I mean, the reaction to it, if I was in football now and it was my Crystal Palace had been, I remember getting promoted to the Premier League and being summoned to a meeting by Philip French, the head of comms, and Richard Scudamore to advise me how they expected me to behave in the Premier League, which I told them to blow them out of their arse. So I would have probably been full of outrage at the same time as a balanced commercial mind, knowing that the big six are in part the value in the Premier League. So the balance between this outrage about their inappropriate behaviour would also be in the commercial reality of the value that they add to the league. So, you know, I'd have a bit of both in my mind. But listen, inherently, the liabilities to operate in a certain way have to be governed and enforced by those that are in positions of influence.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's rewards event. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Ali's with me. Ali, before I get stuck into Man United, what did you make of the Palace Leeds game? That was a roller coaster, wasn't it?
It was. I actually had one each. I fancied one each. Ended up nil each. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin misses a penalty. I don't know. Palace, there's been a lot going on at Palace as well with the manager and the comments and all that kind of stuff.
Leeds are playing with spirit, aren't they?
Oh, you better believe it. Absolutely. I think they'll be all right. I'm actually fascinated to see what happens. Because if Tottenham don't continue in the manner that they showed at Anfield, then I think it's logical to tell you that they're absolutely banging trouble and they'll go down. But, you listen to Van de Ven there, you watch the performance of Charleston and the Tottenham boys at the weekend. It's going to be interesting, mate. Who would your money be on right now to go down?
Tottenham.
I know, mate.
I didn't think they would, but I think Tottenham could be.
What a game that's going to be at the weekend, Forrest.
I don't think there's any pattern of play, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Individually, you can make a point for most of them.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be playing for each other.
I know it's funny. You look.
Crowd are trying the hardest to pick them up, but it's not working.
You got to feel, Tottenham supporters. You got to feel.
Oh,
you think about it. They won a European trophy last year.
Got everything there, apart from
stadium, training ground. It's amazing.
Shocking. Right, here we go. Is Bruno Fernandes too good for Man United? Should he consider a big move in search of trophies before it's too late? Well, his former Portuguese teammate, Jose Font, will join us and have his say. And we're going to continue to look ahead to a huge night of Champions League football on talkSPORT. Could we end the week with 5 English teams being dumped out of the competition?
Oh.
All that and more. But now, is the quadruple, is it really on?
It's on! Wow, what a goal! Arsenal beat Leverkusen by 2-0 to book a quarter-final tie with Sporting Lisbon.
Top of the Premier League, so that's one ticked off. I think Arsenal are the favourite for the Champions League. I think they will win that. Carabao Cup against Manchester City, so you fancy them in that. FA Cup now, they've got every chance.
Into the 6-yard area, Gabriel Jesus again, and the Kings of set pieces are crowned once more.
Bringing to you something called a quadruple, something that the Premier League has never seen. You've got to be honest, Arsenal right now are the best team in the world.
Knocks down, but the youngster taps the ball home. Kew, Bedlam, and the Emirates.
I do think Arsenal can win the quadruple because I'm asking myself, who's going to beat us?
The will to win increases year by year when you've been so close as well. But we have to feel privileged where we are and then obviously have that will, that bite to make it happen.
Oh, I can imagine Piers Morgan. Piers is going to be a nightmare.
Piers will be, how can you describe it? Piers would be double unbearable. If that's possible. Is that possible? He would be. I'm actually laughing thinking about how he would be.
We could do one falling down the stairs again, couldn't we?
Oh dear me!
What about Adrian Durham? I thought he went. I thought he went good on Arsenal today. For a change,
I think I bought the best out of him regarding that Arsenal. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, everybody wants to get involved in and play, and everybody wants to have Henry and Bergkamp up front, and party parlour in the middle of the park and play football with Vieira and all that kind of stuff. We all want that to happen. But the fact of the matter is, you got to win games of football.
Yeah.
Right? And they are doing that no matter what anybody says. And last night, they did it with a bit of style. 2 fantastic goals, brilliant goals. They had about 8 or 9 corners, right, as well. You're expecting something to happen. Nothing really major happened, although Gabriel...
You're the manager. How do you stop Arsenal scoring from corners?
Well, you just get as tight as you possibly can, but I'm you. Somebody's going to give away, the first person to give away a penalty, and then that's it. The referees will start giving them. The first referee that shows the courage and says, right, penalty, holding, it'll be like... Honestly, an avalanche. Well, an avalanche. Well, it's very difficult to stop them because they're actually good. They're very good in the air, and they've got good height, and they've got good strength, and their movement's good, and the delivery's good.
Yeah. One thing I would say, and I meant to say earlier, was a question when they bombed the keeper and got Raya in from Brentford.
So did I.
By the way, Raya has
said it last night.
He has been brilliant.
Alan, I said it last night.
Did you?
In the commentary, a few people raised their eyebrows, me included. Me included. I thought Ramsdale was doing well, and I still think Ramsdale's a good goalkeeper. So I thought to myself, is it something that they absolutely, definitely need? I thought, no. But I'll tell you what, he has been different class, hasn't he?
Yeah, definite. So I apologise.
Me too. Double apology. That doesn't happen very often, does it?
Well, it's not often we're wrong, is it?
No, that's very true. Very true.
Ed, what are you shaking your head about?
Ed's laughing.
God, yeah, you can talk. Right, what about it? Is the quadruple really on? Can we hear from Adrian Dunham what he said? No? Yeah? Can we?
Of course they're going to win trophies this season. They've virtually got the Premier League in the bag. I can't bet against them in the Champions League. They've got Sporting in the quarterfinals. I see them winning that. It's potentially Barcelona in the semi-final over 2 legs. I think Arsenal can definitely win that. And then it's a 90-minute shootout in a final against either Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, whoever it might be. And we know that Arsenal in any game can win it over 90 minutes. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. So, yeah, I do see Arsenal winning the Champions League this season. And actually, I'm with you. I'm bored of the debate about how Arsenal play. They don't care. Let them get on with it. Let them win as many trophies as they want.
By the way, that would be some semi, wouldn't it? Barca, Arsenal, 2 legs.
Oh, amazing. One of the best ties was last season I've ever seen in my life. Inter Milan versus Barcelona.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
The Italians done well, didn't they?
Oh, they did brilliant. Brilliant. At DeMarco, I think I told you the story. Because it wasn't in the new camp, it was in the old Olympic Stadium. Our commentary position was right on the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
Right across the 18-yard box that Barcelona were attacking in the first half. And that Yamal.
Oh, he's magic. I love watching him.
The boy DeMarco.
Entertainer or what?
Oh, the Mkhitaryan kept trying to double up and give DeMarco. He absolutely destroyed the boy DeMarco, who, by the way, can play. We know that. He's a top defender. And then the tie, there was goals flying in. It was just a brilliant game of football. And so was the second leg. They just had to go at each other. And obviously Milan came out on top. And then
There's something special about the new camp. I know it's changed, but I remember going there, the old one, thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, you come up them steps. There's a wee chapel on the left. You come up the steps. On the pitch and the noise hits you and the heat.
I never played there. I'd love to have played there. I played in the Bernabeu, but I never played in the new camp. Stunning, eh?
Okay, so their favourites for all competitions, starting with the Carabao Cup final against City this Sunday. I've just got a bad feeling about this one for Arsenal, but maybe Arsenal turn up and go and win 2-3-0. I don't know, because that would be a dagger in City's heart. There's no doubt about it. You wouldn't put it past them the way it's shaping up at the minute. We have to give a shout out to, here we go, to Braveheart Boxing Gym in Scotland. Have you heard of them, Ali?
Absolutely. What a job they're doing.
14 have run from Glasgow to London and raised nearly, £60,000. Yeah. How good is that?
It's amazing. My wee pal Jerry McCabe's been on. Honestly, got to get the boys I mentioned, and we're going to do that this morning, clearly.
60 grand.
It's
that
amazing.
Is
I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely fantastic. It's Stephen McMullen
that
owns the gym, and what a job. I think Shirley's been in touch with that information. Tremendous performance. I was going to stick it on my Instagram, but we've done it.
What part of Glasgow is the Braveheart one? City Centre?
No, I think that's out Hamilton way, that particular one. I think there's a Braveheart one is it one in Paisley as well? But the boxing gyms, I mean, they're brilliant. And it's like anything else. They've taken off up the road, and I think they're fantastic. Particularly guys and girls of all ages. But I like the fact the young team get in and get their training done. But these guys are brilliant, and what they're doing from running from Glasgow to London is nothing short of sensational. Absolutely sensational, mate.
Okay, so good luck, Braveheart Boxing Gym up in Glasgow. Right, up next is Bruno Fernandes on his way out of Manchester United this summer. 2016 Euro winner Jose Font has more on that in a moment. Stay tuned here on the Sports Breakfast.
Max Dowman is. I see him playing. Because where was it? Was it Mansfield you played the other day in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He makes a run right from about 15, 20 yards outside their box. All right, he just glides edge of the box like a slalom. Yeah. The kid is a major talent. So is Ethan Wanyeri, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
At that point, he bought Wanyeri on something like 91 minutes at 3-1 up, I think, or 3-0 up.
Yeah.
It was just to give him his debut, nothing else, and that was the point I was making.
John Terry said that he was he hasn't seen a player dribble like that since Lionel Messi.
Well, I would I'd hold back that sort of credit yet. I think, come on, let the boy be the boy. Let the boy just find his way. Totally different build to Messi.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you look at the size of him. He looks like, and he's still growing. He looks like he could be. I don't know how tall he is, but he looks like he's going to be 6 foot plus, just by his build, doesn't he? And Messi was. Yeah, I would resist comparing any young player at his age to anyone at the minute. Just let him be Max Dowman.
Yeah,
he'll be Max Dowman.
Yeah,
he's a major talent. He's a major talent.
Fair play to him. They do produce some.
Yeah, they have. Lewis Skelly coming through. And, I mean, the thing about Lewis Skelly, he might have to leave.
Yeah.
And Capia, if they sign him permanently in Capia, you've got in him, they've got Calafiori. Where's Lewis Skelly going to go? His international career, he could have been going to the World Cup. He ain't going to the World Cup now.
You don't think he's going to get in the squad?
No, I do not.
Okay, 9:21. Ali's with me. Manchester United's turnaround this season has been quite remarkable under Michael Carrick. Well done, Michael. And it's largely been thanks to this man.
I think he'll try and draw this down towards the near corner. He hits it towards the bottom.
A terrific goal. Manchester United are level, and it's Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, what a finish, what a goal on the counter for Manchester United.
Back to Fernandes, trying to turn, shoots, it's squared in. Manchester United have won it in stoppage time. Bruno Fernandes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Ali. I might be old-fashioned or something, but yeah, Bruno Fernandes is on the cusp of making history this season currently.
Yeah.
With 16 assists in the Premier League this season. He needs just 5 more to break Henry and De Bruyne's joint record of 20 in a single season. I'm not having these assists.
No, I know, man. But you and I
not having them.
We are. I'm with you. I'm a dinosaur myself. My wee fella comes. How'd you play? Great. 1-3-1. You score? No, 2 assists. Aye, right, great. You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
I know.
Not having it. And then how'd you go on? 1 each shouting. No,
I missed 3 sitters.
I put a header across the back post and somebody scored. Did you? Brilliant, aye.
I know.
You know?
However, could Bruno be on the move this? Nam, with you? Could he be on the move this summer? Well, with a release clause for £56 million for foreign clubs, don't forget. Could that be triggered this summer? United have told Fernandez they want him to stay until 2028. So let's speak to someone who knows what it's like to play with Bruno. 17 times to be exact. 2016 Euro winner with Portugal, Jose Fonte, joins us now. Jose, very good morning.
Jose, good morning. How are you and where are you, my friend?
Good morning, Alan and Ali. I'm in Portugal, Lisbon.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
And it's raining a lot.
No.
I might add.
Well, I'm hoping to go over to the Algarve, mate, so I hope it picks up. I don't like the rain. I'm trying. I leave Glasgow to get away from the rain, mate, and head over to sunnier climates over in the Algarve, so hopefully it'll pick up. But you're in good form. You're fitting well.
All is great. The season is almost ending. Yeah, we're doing well. We're okay. And we're looking forward to the last 9 games.
I noticed you had a couple of draws in the last couple of games, but you're doing okay.
Yeah, we have what it takes. We have enough to achieve our targets.
Good, that's the stuff.
I'm sick it's raining there. Lisbon. I've not been to Lisbon. Beautiful city.
You've never been to Lisbon?
No.
Oh, Lisbon. Lisbon's fantastic. Porto's fantastic. Honestly, the places in
Algarve, yeah, but I've not been north.
Oh, you got. Do you know what you do? Josie, do you know what we sometimes do when we go to the Algarve? We'll get a flight from Faro up to Porto as well. We can jump on the train. We can jump on the train and go up to Lisbon for a couple of days, which is great. Or you can jump on a flight and go up to Porto. It's magic.
Josie, what about
Porto is a beautiful city? Yeah.
What about Bruno then? What would you do if you're Bruno at his age now? He's got this clause, 56 million to a foreign club, but United have suddenly they're beginning to excite people again. Michael Carrick doing a good job. Looks as if they're going to have a nice European qualifying spot. Would you risk moving for a couple more years, or would you rather stay till 2028? What should he do?
It's very complicated to speak for somebody else, but
or what would you do?
No, me, I would stay 100%.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I think
me too.
The club looks like it's on a good trajectory now under Michael Carrick, and the club, as we all know, is a massive club. Bruno is becoming, or if not already, is a legend at Man United. I think he loves the city, loves the club. He's thriving again. So why not staying until the rest of your career? Because, one of the best clubs in the world.
No, there's no doubt about it, Josie. And I'm with you and Big Alan. I just detect for the first time in a long time a massive change in Manchester United and everything, really, because one of the most important things, as you know, is recruitment. And I just think they're beginning to get that right. I look at Cunha and Buemo, Šeško's beginning to start scoring goals. I just think they're now signing guys, Josie, that look as though they're comfortable and are strong enough to play in the Manchester United arena.
Yeah, I think the thing is, they look like they are enjoying themselves. They're winning games. They're enjoying playing with each other. I feel like something is brewing. I feel like they're starting to reap the rewards of these new signings, like you mentioned. The team is performing well, and perhaps now is the moment to stick together with this squad, with this the majority of these players, and keep building on this to, in the near future, start achieving the targets, the objectives they want, which is winning the league, winning Champions League, and they are getting closer to that, it looks like.
Yeah. Jose, what about just looking ahead tonight? We're excited about the Champions League games last night. Not so good for the Premier League boys in Europe. Real Madrid, Paris seem to be getting stronger now. Who do you fancy, Jose? Who do you think is going to make the final and go on and win the European Cup, the Champions of Europe?
I was discussing that with my son yesterday. He was asking me the same question, and he gave me a good shout. I obviously I went for Madrid or PSG, but he said, "What about Bayern?"
Yeah. I know.
And Bayern looks very strong indeed. So I might go with my son's choice and go with Bayern.
Josie, listen, mate, I know you've got to go to training. Keep up the good work, and we'll definitely catch a Super Bowl over there, you and I.
Wonderful. I'll wait for you, Ali.
Smash it, mate. Take care,
guys.
Josie, thank
All the best.
you.
Bye-bye.
Josie Font there, winner.
What a great career, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Brilliant career.
Yeah.
Where was you?
I want to ask him more time. How do they produce these young players, Portugal? There's so many on the conveyor belt.
Well, it's got to be a coaching thing, hasn't it?
So what are we not doing in Scotland?
I don't know. Go to the news, will you?
Huh?
Go to the news.
I was going to ask as well about Ruben Amorim. He's back in Portugal. Anyway.
Well, I've got somebody shouting my you need to go to the break and news.
Tell me get lost.
Okay.
Honestly. Just because he backed Morocco. 9:28.
years back, when Jurgen Klopp was in charge, we tried signing Moises Caicedo, a defensive midfielder, because since Fabinho and Henderson have left, we've not signed one.
Yeah.
He turned us down. We tried signing that Southampton young
Lavia as well.
Chelsea. Lavia, yeah.
The same window,
He
I think.
turned us down.
Yeah.
A year later, we went for Zubamendi. He turned us down. We've not replaced that kind of player. Slot came in and played Gravenberch in that position. He did well. We won the league because of the other teams falling off as well. But we've not signed that player yet. We've let go of centre halves, Matip and company, and we've got only two.
Company.
Choice. No, Matip and company. You know.
Oh, Matip and Co. Other players.
Yeah,
Right.
Matip and Co. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let go of players like that, and then we've not signed any centre halves. We're probably the only Premier League club who's got two senior centre halves on their books.
Do you know what, Sam, as well? Another one, Mark Gahey. I don't know why you didn't get him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For £5 million, we spent outrageous money on attacking players, but we not signed a defensive player just for £5 million. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain why you're not scoring goals.
Exactly. Yeah, but there comes Slot's position. Arne Slot.
Hold on.
Man's getting cash at the cash point.
Hold on. Sorry. Are you working behind the tills at like Tesco's or something?
Yes, I am.
Why are you talking to us?
Because I'm listening to you as well.
That's unbelievable.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
dear friend, I wanna guard your dreams and visions. Just wrap your legs around these velvet rims and strap your rims. What a song. What a song. Brilliant. Remember, here's a question for you. If you get this, I'll be well impressed. Ed, no clues. Name me the saxophone that was the old saxophonist in the East Street Band.
The other one I know is Stevie, Little Stevie.
No, he was a guitarist, I think.
I know, yeah.
Clarence Clemens.
That was it.
And I want to say, dear me, I think he's passed, and I think his son might play the drums. Something like that. There you go. You ever seen the man live?
No.
Oh, fantastic, man.
He's on for about 3 hours.
Oh, easy. I mean, I've seen him at East Street Band. You know, one of the best gigs I saw him at the Edinburgh Playhouse. He just walked on with a guitar and that was it, just him.
No.
Oh, brilliant. 3 hours, few songs, stories. Magic.
Well, did he fall out with the band or something?
I don't know. No, I didn't ask him. But it was brilliant. Absolutely magic.
Yeah, well, he keeps going, doesn't he? Brilliant.
Great.
Born to Run by the Boss. Right, anyway, why are we playing this? Well, unfortunately, I was here we go. Partial non-runner during Cheltenham Week. You remember talkSPORT released a retro game. We set you the challenge of getting me to the course for 5 days. If you're watching on YouTube or smart TV, you see that an arcade machine is now up next to our boxing machine in the talkSPORT office. Ah, dear. Have you played it yet, Ali?
No,
She's not happy with me, Jill. Oh, dear.
By the way, how's she not happy with you? I've gone on record as saying I played the game on the phone, and I'll be quite frank with you. I know
you haven't played it.
I couldn't stop until I completed it.
Really?
And I've told the nation, by the way.
You're the only one in here that can complete it.
I'm telling you right now, Jill must have. I need to be tread very, very carefully here. Looked absolutely magnificent in the game.
Did she?
I'll tell you, you not tell me you've not seen it. I'm going to show you the phone. She's running about like She's running about like Cindy Crawford. I'm not kidding you. She looks magnificent. Even we, you got to tell it. We was like, oh, Jill's looking great there, man. And you know the women don't throw the compliments about quite easy each other. You know.
Get you a game, wee Viv and Ali. Got a ring to it.
Chasing us about this. Oh dear.
Right.
No, but seriously, I sat. I swear it. I sat, and do you know that way you don't complete it and you go, I can't leave another go. I sat for about 25 minutes over in that hotel a couple of weeks back. I liked it.
Oh well. The reason why I didn't come, it's just my chest again's gone, but I feel I'm beginning to get better.
Yeah. Look better.
I know I'm still got a little tickle in there, but I'm getting better.
That's the most important thing.
Right, a huge night. I need a bit of sun, that's what I need. Huge night to come, the Champions League, not least for Newcastle, who have the small matter of a trip to the brilliant Camp Nou tonight.
And a goal at St James's Park.
Newcastle 1, Barcelona 0, and it's Harvey Barnes.
It shows their quality. If you switch off for a second, they will punish you.
Heartbreak for Newcastle here at St James's Park. Lamine Yamal with the penalty.
It would be a brave man that wrote Newcastle out of that tie.
It ends all square heading to Spain next Wednesday. It was Newcastle 1, Barcelona 1.
When you're in the Champions League, you have to prioritise that. It's not looking likely that Newcastle are playing well enough to reach the top 5 in the Premier League.
No. Yeah, I think we have to believe we're very much in the tie.
And he's squared it to Anthony Gordon, and it's 2-0 Newcastle.
The question is, if the game does go on tighter, longer, can Eddie Howe make the right changes to allow them to break through Barcelona?
I think here's a question for you. I think I got that wrong. I said it would be a brave man that wrote Newcastle off. It's got to it'd be a brave man that writes Newcastle off. What do you think?
Yeah.
That writes them off.
Yeah, writes them off.
Yeah. So I'd like to apologise for my grammar.
For God's sake, here we go. He thinks he's got to hurt your grammar.
We used to train there.
He didn't.
We did. When the Rangers didn't have a training ground, I've got pictures of Gascoigne and Goffey and Loudon training at Hutchie, in the cricket ground at Hutchie.
Right, it's going to be a cracker tonight, having endured a poor season in the Premier League and a weak defence of the League Cup. It's been widely reported tonight is, well, the biggest game in Newcastle's club history. And don't forget Sunderland to come after that as well. One man who insists this is not an exaggeration and says lose and the chapter closes on the club's most successful period in recent times is chief football reporter of the Daily Mail. He'll be out there. Craig Hope joins us now. Craig, morning.
Good morning, Craig.
Morning, guys. Good to see you.
Craig,
to see you too, mate.
Mouth-watering tie, isn't it? There's no doubt about it. You know, away in Spain, Barcelona, the Nou Camp. What a great game this is in prospect.
It is, and you've just referenced my piece from the Daily Mail this morning there, Alan, and I think I said, you know, McKay un club, Barcelona's motto, this is more than a club. Well, for Newcastle, this is more than a football match, because it was the question I put to Eddie Howe last night in the press conference. If Newcastle lose tonight, it does almost act as a punctuation mark on this period in the club's history, given they're unlikely to be playing in the Champions League next season. If they win, it just prolongs this version of Newcastle, these players, this manager, this wonderful adventure they've been on for 4.5 years. If they lose, I do think it will mark the end of this period. It was 1 year ago. Yesterday, they won the Carabao Cup. If they're not in the Champions League next year, there probably will be a high turnover of players this summer. So yeah, winning tonight is more than just a match. It keeps this dream alive. It prolongs the journey in the Champions League. It also keeps the season alive as well. It keeps players like Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Tino Livramento, all those wonderful players they've got. And they have got good players as well. It might just keep them at the club beyond this summer because, yeah, we are perhaps approaching a little bit of a crossroads in the history of Newcastle. But for now, in the isolation of this game tonight, wow, it is massive. I can't wait.
Looking at it, Craig, obviously coming off a great result down in London at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. They'll clearly and understandably start as second favourites, but we've been talking about it all morning. You know, as good as Barcelona, I mean, you're talking about Lewis Hall's performance last week against Yamal, I thought was absolutely outstanding. That'll have to happen again. But the way Barcelona play, and we've spoke about it, high line, it could really, really suit Newcastle with the pace they've got, whether it's Alanga, Gordon, Barnes, people like that.
Absolutely. Well, logic would tell you Barcelona are strong favourites. Now, I know the away goal rule doesn't exist in the Champions League anymore, but when Barca got that one in the 97th minute last week, it did almost feel double, that sort of change in mindset from coming here with a 1-0 as opposed to a 1-1. It does make Barca favourites. As I said, you know, I touched on logic there. They've won 12 from 12 at the Nou Camp since they've returned there. So, yeah, but logic doesn't really account for, you know, logic might not have an answer to Anthony Gordon's pace and incision on the break, you know. So while Barca's got great players, and they have, you know, they've got Lamine Yamal, they've got Rafinha, they've got Pedri, I'm not necessarily convinced they're a great team, and Newcastle have the blueprint. They've got the blueprint from last week, you know, during the opening hour, and then they came again at the end to get that goal. They can scare them with the pace. Everybody forgets that when Newcastle played Barcelona in the opening group game of this season's competition, they terrified Barcelona. They battered them for half an hour. So, yes, while you may look at it on paper and determine that Barca are perhaps the favourites to go through, Newcastle have got the tools to hurt them. And as you touched on there, Ali, it is the pace of Gordon. Hansi Flick's teams, they play that high line, that high risk, that high reward. Newcastle can hurt them. And the first goal tonight is going to be crucial. Yeah. Newcastle get that. They've then got the defenders. They've got Dan Burn. They've got Malik Chow. They've got Kieran Trippier. They've got that back line, that doggedness, that nastiness to resist.
So Lewis Hall, I think he's had a great season. Is Eddie the type, Craig, to try and double up on Yamal to help Lewis out, or will he say, no, he's your responsibility?
No, I don't think you have to double up on Yamal. If anything, Barcelona's got to double up on Lewis Hall. It was Lewis Hall last week. It was dribbling by Yamal. You know, we assumed that was going to be the big matchup last week, and there was one little incident in the first half where one dribbled by the other and the other was forced to make a desperate foul. Well, it was Lewis Hall dribbling by Yamal, and Yamal forced to take evasive action to bring him down. You know, I saw Yamal training yesterday up at Barcelona's training ground. It was the first time he's been spotted since emerging from the darkness of Lewis Hall's pocket. You know, it's a competitive field, but it was Lewis Hall's best performance by far for Newcastle last week. Not only is he a defender, we know we saw him there, we've touched on him, the job he did on Yamal, but it's what he gives Newcastle going forward. And I was at the Nou Camp last night. It's a huge pitch, guys. It's absolutely vast. A player like Lewis Hall, there's going to be areas, there's going to be space for him to exploit, like the likes of Hall, the likes of Gordon. So Lewis Hall tonight is just as important to Newcastle going one way as he is the other.
Craig, just a quick one, mate.
A wide pitch as well.
Oh, it's a big pitch.
Like
it's a big pitch. Craig, just a quick one, mate. What was the outcome of what was the best way to describe it? Misunderstanding with Anthony Gordon and Messrs Shearer and Rooney?
Yeah, I think so to a degree. I think in the case of Allen himself, I think the broadcasters maybe had information or were led to believe that Anthony Gordon had trained on the morning of the game. So Alan, as you can imagine, said, well, if I train on the morning of the game and I'm here at the stadium, I'm going to play.
Yes.
The actual reality was Anthony Gordon hadn't trained on the morning. He turned up at the game. He was willing to play. He wanted to play. But Eddie Howe made the call, given he'd been in bed for the best part of 3 days, to not have him in the team. And it probably was the right call on reflection, because Anthony comes on after an hour and he then impacts with that pace and that aggression and energy from the front, and Newcastle score the goal. Anthony Gordon will be in from the off tonight, and he is absolutely key and crucial to how they play if they are to win tonight.
How many thousand Geordies over there, Craig?
Well, there's 3,000 in the stadium, and the Spanish press asked me this yesterday, actually, and I said there's 10,000 perhaps due here without tickets. So I think Spanish police now are being called in from all manner of villages for overtime. So whether there is 10,000, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I met 8,000 at Heathrow yesterday, Craig.
All right, okay. Well, it certainly felt like it on La Rambla last night. Yeah, there'll be a healthy number here with or without tickets.
I hope you enjoy it, Craig. Thank you.
Fingers
Good luck,
crossed, mate.
Newcastle.
Enjoy.
Brilliant.
Cheers, guys.
Don't forget, you can hear live commentary right here on talkSPORT.
Clarence Clements, the boys have been on. Great stuff. Our listeners are brilliant, man. They're all over it. His nephew, Jake, I don't know where I get the drums from, right? Clearly it's wrong. He plays the sax. So he's taking over. I don't know whether it's his son or his nephew, right? But he plays the sax. So I was kind of nearly right, but miles away.
They're a pet in Dactari, didn't they?
That's right. There's one for the young team.
That's going back.
There's one for the young team.
Don't forget, you can hear live commentary right here on talkSPORT. Tonight's huge game at Camp Nou. Build-up starts from 5:30 with kick-off 5:45. Drive with Goldstein and Benny will start at 4 as normal and continue on YouTube and Smart TV between 5:30 and 7.
When do we hear about City and 115? Is there any correlation here?
Well, the overlap, I think, is only to the extent as to the treatment of this sort of conduct has not been treated as severely as PSR. So in a theoretical scenario where City are found to have breached some of the rules, but ultimately, like Chelsea, that wouldn't have impacted on its PSR position.
Yeah.
This agreement suggests that, save for the fact that there was cooperation here and early admission, save for that fact, that maybe it's not even a points deduction for something as extreme as that. Maybe. So I think this is generally positive for City in terms of its leniency, but I wouldn't read too much into it because, of course, this is a sanction agreement. As to when it's coming, I mean, clearly we are now way over the expectations of all the parties. The last information I had is they have no idea when it's coming. I think we are back in the realms when international breaks are more likely than other times, but who knows?
And one international break's about to come up.
But for City, you must be in the same space.
Yeah.
If you are, because part of the allegation against City is fraud. So if indeed you are found to be guilty, because at this moment in time City aren't found guilty of anything, if you're found to be guilty, how do you then take up the table of sanctions and say, well, actually, it's a points or removal of credit and whatever else you had in the past because you've just allowed Chelsea to admit?
I think what they would say is, in the City case, you will struggle to get any of those lines of mitigation.
No, fine.
That are there in the Chelsea
but
case.
does mitigation
So it'll
remove,
all be aggravation.
But does mitigation remove points then?
it, say it, sorted.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot.
Right, I've got to read some. This is brilliant news.
Is it?
Yeah, it is brilliant news. You ready for this?
Come on in, aye.
Bossman's just sent me a message here. You're going to love this. Your newest listener, Scott Richards' little boy, has arrived.
Oh, lovely.
Frank Kenneth Richards, born on St Paddy's Day, Stoke City fan, Stoke Rangers.
Oh, what a shame.
Stoke Rangers fan. That is brilliant news.
Stoke what?
Stoke Rangers.
Away you
no,
go.
The wee man supports Stoke
No,
Rangers.
he doesn't.
He does.
Scott has nothing to do with it.
Look, and there's a wee picture. Look at that. Can I hold that? Can anyone in the camera see that? That's the wee fella.
Ah, lovely.
Isn't that brilliant?
He's got a green bonnet on.
He's got a blue bonnet. He's got a blue. See if you turn it around, there's an RFC badge in the other side of that hat. Brilliant, Scott. Congratulations to you all, mate. That is
lovely. Well
magic
done,
news. Magic.
Hey, by the way, why,
Yes.
why are we all getting excited at 20 degrees?
Well, considering what we've had, we're excited at anything. Doesn't it take, well, I was going to say it doesn't take a lot for you and I to get excited. It actually does. But in the grand scheme of things, all we've got to get excited about now is the weather. And it's taking a
20
turn.
degrees. It's pleasant, isn't it? 20.
It's shoot, absolutely. It's the hottest day of the year. That's true.
Nah, we've had 20 before.
Not this year, we've not.
Yeah, I think we have. We have. In fact, I think we're somewhere up north. Anyway, great. This feel-good tune is feeling hot, hot, hot by the Merrymen, and we're playing it this morning because temperatures across the UK are expected, according to Ali, to soar today.
Brilliant.
Party pals already firing up the old barbs. With highs hitting 20 degrees, it'll be hotter in the UK than in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think there's a few demonstrations going on again in that.
Where?
In the islands, Tenerife and all that.
About the
Brits
tourists?
coming on holiday, yeah.
Well, by the way, I don't know the ins and outs, but I tell you what, surely it would batter them if the tourists didn't go.
Of course it will, but it's all these youngsters, right? Look, I get if they can't get accommodation, it can't be anything to do with jobs, but if they can't get housing, yeah,
Is that what it is?
I'd have sympathy, but all the restaurants, the bar owners,
you can't have it both
the
ways, can you?
businesses are going to dry
That's
up.
what I'm saying. You
yeah,
can't have it
no.
You ever been to Ibiza?
No.
I was at Sunderland. I tell you the story, no? I was at Sunderland and we went on the end of season trip to Ibiza, the young team. Myself, Barry Wardrobe, a few of the East Bride boys, right? And I was due to stay there for, we boys were going for a month, just short of a month, right? Oh, I promise you, I mean, after 9 days, I had to go to the airport and God help me and God forbid me, I just make up a horrific story about something happened at home and they had to get me in a flight. I swear to God, I was like that, right? 9 days, I think I had about 3 hours sleep. We just ran riot, absolutely really? Ran riot in San Antonio, and I thought, I need to get out of here. I had to get out.
I've not done it.
There's parts of it are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
A bit like
expensive as well.
Yeah, a bit like Mallorca. I mean, some of Mallorca's fantastic.
Oh, Mallorca's lovely.
Yeah. Do you know what? A lot of the boys have invited me over. They go over for maybe 4 or 5 days cycling. You know, I like the cycling. They go over there and do the cycling this summer.
Millport, yeah, but Ibiza, no. You don't go to cycle in Ibiza, do you? Millport around the island. You must have done that as a kid.
You winding me up. I did it every year. We used to stay in the flat right at the Crocodile Rock. Not the Crocodile Clock, the Crocodile Rock. Right? My dad used to take it and we used to go down, my mum and my sister with the wee flat above it, and we used to walk along. You remember the Garrison, the old amusements?
Oh, I remember. My main memory is fishing for conger eels.
Yeah. Absolutely. We used to do that, and then we used to have a cycle run. And then, see, when you were cycling, what way did you go?
No idea.
Oh, it's quite easy. Did you go clockwise or anti-clockwise?
No idea. It was a long time ago.
I used to go clockwise, and we used to stop at. There was a wee cafe, maybe about quarter mile, half a mile out, and we always used to stop in there and get a ice cream float.
Ice cream float.
Aye, an iron brew with Big Dodder vanilla ice cream in it. Oh man, happy days. But my wee mum was cycling as well at that point.
That's about 55 years ago, isn't it? Scary, isn't it?
It is, mate.
I know, scary.
Is.
It really is.
Oh, dear me. But Millport, cycling in Millport. Yeah, I'll take your point. Slightly easier than cycling around at Mallorca.
There you go. What are you doing? So you're on a train, aren't you, up
I'm
to
on a train.
Liverpool?
I'm going up to Liverpool. Looking forward to that game. I'm with you, mate. I fancy Liverpool. I don't think it'll be easy. I think, obviously, Galatasaray have beaten them twice already this year, but both of them
away
significantly in Turkey. They didn't travel well the last time they were here, Galatasaray. And I just think the importance of the game, Liverpool will have too much for them. I certainly hope that's the case because we want as many teams through as we possibly can. I hope it's the case, and I think it will be the case.
Yeah, I hope so. Enjoy the game, Barry.
Oh, dude, Paul, how are you looking today? What are you up to?
I'm having an easy one. I've got Dino. I mind you, I can have an easy one tomorrow. Dino's on with me.
Oh yeah, just give him a microphone. Just keep his light on for 4 hours.
I don't know. I think Gabby's. I don't know what
he's not having another day off.
He's got a haircut or something. I don't know, or a shave. He's got a day off. He's got a day off. Yeah, he picks and he chooses.
He does.
I don't fancy it.
He's gone a bit big time on us.
I wouldn't surprise me if he's on an old bird.
Yeah.
Off to somewhere nice.
Yeah, he would. He would. He likes a wee trip away, Billy Butland.
Anyway, I've got Dino the storyteller tomorrow.
Well,
so
that'll be
that's
good.
all right. And then Ray on Friday.
Well, I'll be listening to that. Ray on Friday. Good man.
Enjoyed it today. Thank you.
I will do, Paul. It's great stuff. Nice to see you.
Brilliant. Right. I'm back tomorrow alongside Dean Saunders from 6. Up next, Jim, Simon and Danny Murphy.
Manchester United legend Nicky Butt has recently come out saying the club must give Bruno Fernandes anything he wants, is the quote, in order to keep him there amid continued links to Saudi Arabia. Fernandes, for me, Gabby, has been absolutely tremendous. He's now just 4 assists off the Premier League record and continues to prove just how important he is to that Manchester United side. He has, mate, you can say what you like, and myself and a few others, I wasn't necessarily happy with him with some of the throwing the hands up and all that stuff. You know, it's probably maybe a more European thing or a foreign thing that they do. And there was things like that you know, would probably annoy me a little bit if I was a teammate of his. However, by far and away, the most important thing is his ability on the pitch and how he's handled it. And I think he's been, if not the one constant in Manchester United,
100%.
You know, he's been tremendous, mate, hasn't he?
And I'm scared to think where Manchester United would have been over the last 5 years, and especially this season, without Bruno Fernandes. 27 Premier League appearances, Ali, 7 goals, 16 assists.
Wow.
No matter how bad they've been, he's turned up. But I said this in a previous show, Ali, a few months ago. He's 32 in September.
Yep.
He's won 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup for Manchester United.
Yep.
Could he leave Manchester United one day and look back and say, did I waste my best years at Manchester United? Not because you look at someone like De Bruyne, won it all.